welcome back to episode 27 of the Kit and Krysta podcast. I definitely looked.
We just passed 25, we're almost at 30. These milestones just keep coming.
Flying by.
Just a nonstop celebration.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. What are we doing today? Today we're going to be taking a closer look at what we know about Splatoon 3, which may not be a lot.
We seem to have some unpopular opinions about Splatoon 3. I think it's time for a moment of deep introspection and ask ourselves, are we wrong?
We might be. We're often wrong. So,
I'm glad to admit it when I'm wrong.
Yeah, let's have
I love being wrong.
Healthy.
It's one of my hobbies.
Discourse.
Yes.
Really? I kind of don't think that's true, but okay. But yeah, we'll talk about Splatoon 3. We've been reading all of your comments about Splatoon 3, so we'll dig into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Examine ourselves.
That's right.
Thank you as always to our wonderful Patreon subscribers for making all of this possible. And we have just been, again, over the last couple of weeks, our Patreon family has just grown so
growing
much.
Nicely.
And we've gotten all of these new members, and it's been so fun in our Discord. And
we're having a great time there.
It is actually. Yeah. I have not been this entertained for a long time. I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm getting the husbando recommendations.
Perfect.
Oh man,
It
is my life is so complete because of this Discord, and I love it. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've been hanging out with all of our new and old Patreon family members, and we love it. So thank you so much for joining. If you're a subscriber, if not, then check us out on patreon.com/KitandKrysta. Yeah, we're doing some stuff today.
We are.
You currently hold a crown.
Oh,
the
yes.
Vista King.
Well, I
currently hold.
That's who I am. Are you going to take it? You want to take it from me?
This might be some sort of a coup happening.
This isn't like a Mario Kart thing where you just knock somebody with a shell.
A historical coup
No.
where the king is overthrown
No.
by a much more beautiful and younger queen, perhaps? Mayhaps?
Interesting. No, we asked everybody for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Vistas. We got incredible submissions.
Yes.
And we did that in our latest video, which is out now for Super Kit and Krysta 64.
Yeah, it was really fun, and you guys have some beautiful vistas that you showed. And yeah, we rated them, we looked at them. Since then, I've gone to some of these places in my own playthrough of Xenoblade. So yeah, it was really, really fun. You guys are awesome, and your vistas were beautiful.
I saw comments saying we should do this again when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. We absolutely will.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I promise.
Your promise
if I haven't been dethroned.
Your promise is the Vista King?
Yes.
Your proclamation as the Vista King. I hereby decree that we will do this.
Do you remember the Wiz? That was like some old electronics.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm the Wiz.
You're the king.
Yeah, and he had that scepter. I want the scepter. That's what I want. Where's my scepter?
Well,
give me a scepter.
Maybe you should.
I need it. I need like the Pikachu, the Swarovski Pikachu encrusted Vista King scepter.
It's gonna be like $20,000.
Well,
we're gonna.
Christmas is coming up.
Patreon members. Just saying. Okay. We also did a really fun 6 a.m. No thanks to Nintendo.
Oh, 2 weeks straight.
2 weeks straight.
Set that alarm for 5 a.m.
That's right. I mean, it's
look perky. Look presentable.
Slap the face to get up at that hour. But we did a really fun live reaction to the Splatoon 3 Direct.
Yeah.
As awake as we were at 6 a.m., hopefully you guys watched it with us live or caught up with the reaction, but it's out on our channel now. And I don't know, maybe being sleep deprived made me less excited.
Oh.
We'll see. We'll dig into it today and really.
I don't think that impacted
you.
No, I don't think it impacted my reception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really not a morning person at all, so. I feel like
wake up angry.
I feel like I'm still a little bit sleepy from the last 2 weeks. Like, I need to sleep more to catch up on my sleep.
All right.
A girl needs her sleep, okay?
Fine.
Gosh. And then this week, we're going to be doing a really fun Super Kit and Krysta 64
we're hitting the road. Yeah.
idea, which is we're hitting the road 2022 with a Nintendo 3DS.
Yes.
To see if there is any chance of us getting a street pass.
We're going to hunting for street passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're going to get anything,
I don't
to
know.
be honest.
No, I saw John Cartwright did a video like this recently where he went through London looking for street passes.
Did he get any?
He got nary a street pass until the end when the friend he was with, Zion from Nintendo Life, he texted him and said, I finally got one on the train, but they were no longer together and no longer filming the video.
Oh, no.
So I think it's might be a challenge, but we're going to visit some different places, and they're going to escalate how likely.
The likelihood would escalate.
Right. Yeah. And we're not going to say what they are.
Yeah.
That would be a spoiler.
Yeah, this is a surprise. And so you have to watch the video to see the final location.
The last location is
Hopefully
if you can't get it there, you're just not going to get it.
Yeah. I have not tried in so long.
Do you even still own a 3DS?
Yes, it's in the cabinet.
I was just going to say, did that get thrown violently down the trash chute with everything else? I hate you, I'll never see you again.
Oh, please. No, I still have many 3DSs. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And I think in the video we're going to share some of like our own fun 3DS Street Pass memories and some of the cool like things we did at Nintendo when Street Pass first came out and like the whole like some stories behind Street Pass. So that will make the video maybe not boring. So it won't just be us saying,
"Oh no, there's nobody.
There's no one here," and then sitting there
it's
like,
"It's just us." What if I get one? I got one, and it's you.
No, we'll probably get each other.
We're going to do that beforehand, so there's no false alarms.
The light won't just come blinking on.
So I did get my 3DS.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that new 3DS XL is a nice piece of hardware.
Yeah,
I was like, this is great. And I did go into my Street Pass, and I had it showed me the last group of people that I had Street Passed with. And it was, people from Nintendo, but it was a very specific era of people.
Oh, are they all gone now from Nintendo?
No, but some of them are.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, wow.
It's like a snapshot in time.
It absolutely was. And it was like the games they were playing. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, remember the puzzle pieces?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what we were obsessed about.
Can we, do that in real life?
I think it was really around the time the Switch came out was when I kind of unofficially stopped doing
I used to carry it around in my basically all the time in my bag and then
but no it's charged, it's been system updated, it's on the internet, it's going.
Okay, I'm gonna do all of that tonight with my 3DS. I have the Fire Emblem 3DS XL. Kind of excited to bust that out again because it's beautiful. Stylish. It really is very stylish. Anyways, so we'll see what happens if you're in San Francisco.
Well, we can't fake it.
Okay, fine.
This is authentic. This is investigative journalism.
Don't come find us.
We're going to win a Pulitzer Prize for this.
A Pulitzer?
Whatever it is.
A Pulitzer?
A Nobel Prize? A Pulitzer? Yes.
Poopy Cheer Pulitzer?
No. This is serious.
Pants are ruined Pulitzer?
No.
Poo?
P-U is how it's spelled. Excuse you.
Pulitzer.
Of course, once again, we're going to be out. It's like another crazy heat. I'm so over summer right now.
It's like so weird coming from you that you're saying these words right now. Say it again. You're over summer.
We're past the dog days of summer, and we're in the doldrums of summer.
We're deep in the doldrums
It is so hot. I can't believe it. But at the same time, like there's a Halloween store that just opened, kind of on a route
I'm getting all these like fall things too that are happening.
That opened in late July. It's like, please, it is far too early for the Halloween store.
Just like hold your horses for one moment. All the back to school stuff is not helpful. Like,
well, I think some people are back in school already, so that's happened.
Oh.
Right.
What is today? How come they're back in school so early?
Look.
You gotta learn.
Book learning.
You gotta learn.
Gotta do it.
Do better than us.
But it's just so hot, and I love summer. I love the warmth, but this is too much, and it needs to stop.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's getting pretty.
I can't go outside.
I'm also like getting really bored. Honestly.
Oh, well, this is like a daily occurrence with you.
No, it isn't.
It really is.
I'm just like us. There's nothing to watch.
Maybe you can find something to throw in the trash violently. I hate you. You find a picture of me and throw it in the trash, or you can take this afterwards. Like, this was terrible.
I do throw this in the trash afterwards.
Violently?
I recycle. This is a stack of.
Well, I should hope so. In the year 2022, you finally learned to recycle. Congratulations.
Learn to recycle. You see if you get a street pass.
I can be the Vista King. You can be the recycling queen. You could be the mascot for the dump, the local dump.
I don't want to.
You go stand on a pile of recycled garbage.
A poo?
No, of the glass and whatever. Yeah.
Glass?
I don't know.
I don't want to stand on a pile of glass. This is dangerous. All right. Clearly, really spiraled out of control in the early moments of this podcast. So it's a great time to just take a
deep cleansing breath.
Exactly, deep cleansing breath, and hear from our sponsor. So now a word from our sponsor.
More calming words have never been said.
BetterHelp is what we need, clearly, after this intro to the podcast. You guys know that we have talked a lot about work stress, especially when we were at Nintendo. Not so much now, which is great. And all of the things that you should really do to like take care of yourself, not just yourself physically, but also yourself mentally. You know, like you need to be very active in the way you like look after your mental health. And that's why we're really excited about today's sponsor, which is BetterHelp. Yeah.
It's a part of your body that needs maintenance, but not in the same way like, oh, I stubbed my toe and I need to put on a Band-Aid.
Sometimes you forget about what's happening inside your head, you know?
And you know, when we were at Nintendo, you know, this was something that I looked into a lot because we worked in social media and people were looking at, you know, unkind comments and wanted to make sure everybody was okay. I wasn't super pleased with... There were options that were available. I wasn't super pleased with them.
Not a lot of options, to be honest.
But, you know, you and I both went through the process of signing up for BetterHelp recently. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was super easy. So basically, this is online or over the phone.
There's so many ways you can do it.
So many ways that you can do it. All the things that you feel like maybe limiting you from trying something out, like going to a therapist, like they really eliminate all of those barriers. So we both signed up. You got matched.
I got matched up this morning
with a licensed therapist.
Yes.
You can do, you know, live chat sessions. You can do video chat sessions if you want. But anything that makes you feel comfortable to talk to somebody, I think you're able to do that, which is great.
The sign up process, I'll say, it was very thorough, but it wasn't tedious. I mean, it asked you a lot of really important questions, like, are there any things that you particularly want to focus on, or like questions about like, well, what do you want, you know, a male or a female therapist, or do you want them to have specialties in these types of things?
Specific areas and stuff like that.
So I really appreciated that, like, in advance, finding the right person for you.
Exactly. And you can also change too. Like you have the ability to meet with somebody, and if you feel like the vibe is not quite right, you can, you know, make a change as well.
Yeah.
And it's you know, because it's online and it's you know, through video chat, it's a lot more affordable too. So that makes it a little bit easier as well for just people to get access to something important like
I think there are a lot of people who are interested in this but don't know like
how to start,
how to take the first step, and this makes all of that very simple.
Yes. So if you're interested, and we highly encourage this, I think everybody, especially nowadays, goes through just a ton of stress and sometimes forget to take care of our mental health. Our listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/KitandKrysta. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KitandKrysta, and we'll put everything in the description box so you can check it out.
Yeah.
Feel like something that you might want to look into.
Wonderful.
All right. Onward to our story time today, which is kind of fun. And I'm not, at first I was like, is this interesting to people? But then But then we asked all of our superstars, and they decided that it was extremely interesting to people. So
right.
We're going to be talking about Nintendo perks. And, you know, every company...
So my private jet. We're going to be talking all about it.
We're talking about your Bugatti.
Bugatti.
And your driver that's like dressed in a Mario chauffeur costume. No. I feel like these days there's lots of big companies, especially in the San Francisco, like in the tech area that we work in. A lot of companies have like pretty good perks, whether it's like free food or, you know, all sorts of random stuff. But Nintendo had some interesting perks.
They were different.
They were very different and very unconventional, I would say. And certainly does not like... It's not like these are better or worse than like what you get at typical companies, but it definitely was unique.
Yes.
So, well, let's talk about...
We'll just run through a few
some of them. This might be pretty obvious, but free games.
Well, we should say not everybody got this perk.
That's true.
This is an important deal. In our department, we were taken care of.
Yeah.
As I think long ago,
There was a handshake.
before even we joined, it was like, all right, the people working in communications, PR, what have you, they need to know about these games. They need to get the games. So we would get every game that came out, kind of whether we wanted it or not for a long time. Eventually, they did start to ask us, like, do you even want this?
Right.
But that was really nice, and that honestly, let me play a lot of games that I might have been on the fence about, or I might have just been like, not for me.
It's very spoiled for me, because I definitely got used to just expecting this.
I mean, you haven't played a Nintendo game since you left, because you're not getting it for free.
That's not true. I'm playing Xenoblade. I wasn't super happy when I had to buy a game that I didn't like.
Come on.
So that was a new feeling for me.
Yeah.
I will say this was a great perk.
Yeah.
know? And not only did we get the games for free, we get them early.
Right.
So we would
in most cases.
Sometimes we get a game, a day or two early.
There was a fear of an embargo that we would get, day of, but yeah.
But there's also lots of games that we got before, 2 weeks before.
Yeah. That was always my favorite feeling.
That was the best.
I have finished this game before it even comes out. Yes.
Yeah. And, it was always kind of a double-edged sword, because if you're playing a game that has a lot of puzzle elements, there's no guides or anything like that available 2 weeks before the game.
Treehouse. Your
personal
concierge.
I would have to sometimes call Treehouse and be like, hey, hi, I'm here. Do you know how to get through this part?
Yeah.
And I think that happened to me with Luigi's Mansion. I had one area that I was stuck on and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
It was the weekend and I texted somebody in Treehouse. I was like, can you please help me?
Now, the irony of calling Treehouse is that they themselves did not get the games for free.
That's true.
Which I really didn't understand. Didn't understand.
They got to play them early, like the pre-production build, as we called it, but they never actually got the retail version of the game for free.
I mean, at a minimum, at least as us, in some ways, probably more so than us, they really needed to know these games inside and out.
Yeah,
so,
I guess they would learn it before it came out. So
why not just give it to them?
That was the excuse. I'm not saying I agree with this excuse.
So we would get hit up a lot of times from our friends. It's like, hey, if you have an extra, I'd love to. It's like, oh my gosh, how can we not?
Absolutely.
How can we not do this for you?
We would always have a couple of extra codes to give to Treehouse.
Right.
Our Treehouse friends. So we hook it up with them.
Yes.
You gotta tell me how to solve this puzzle, though. So free games. Sometimes you got free systems too. So
and that all we were also on a very nice list from our third-party team.
Oh yeah,
where they would do a smorgasbord of hey, here's a dozen cool new games.
For you to try.
From our partners that you might want to try. I was like,
whoa,
cool! It's like Christmas Day here.
They would just send you an email with all these codes.
I know.
It was awesome.
That was
really
fun. Really nice.
It was really.
I don't know who was on that list, but I think it was not everybody.
It wasn't, because I wasn't on that list until later.
Yeah.
You were on the list first, and then I got on the list. I was excited about that. So that was cool. We did. I mean, we also got lots of other free stuff too. We got. I was tight with our strategic initiatives team.
Oh yeah, you were.
So we would get all the partnership products. We would be able to order the clothes. And,
that's true.
And all the hard to get stuff. I got the full set of Animal Crossing ColourPop makeup, and then it sold out immediately afterwards.
Right.
That was really nice perk. Even the really limited collections.
Well, we should talk about, we didn't have it on our list, but the Nintendo store that's in the office, that was a good perk in and of itself.
That's true.
So in Redmond, there's an employee store. We did a video there. Obviously, there's the store in New York.
Yep.
And if you're in the Redmond office, you could just go in and get whatever. And there was an employee discount. Mm-hmm. You could also, bring in, friends or family as a guest and have them go shopping there. There were always people shopping there. We weren't there. There was an online version of that.
Yeah.
Which now is very similar to the store.nintendo.com. Yep. And there's a good assortment of stuff, but it was very handy when there was something that was hard to get because they always had it.
Limited editions, Amiibo.
In the crazy
Joy-Con.
Heat of Amiibo mania.
Limited edition stuff. Yeah, right. Get a lot of those collections.
Right.
Which was really nice.
Just those limited edition employee Joy-Con. Right?
Yeah, exactly. The ones that we accidentally leaked on our Nintendo Minute video, right, guys? Right?
That was hilarious.
That was good. During Christmas, I was very popular because everyone would be like, "Can you get this for me? Can you get this for me?" And I would always be the little person.
Somehow they always had shopper. Stuff get a Wii when you couldn't get a Wii, or get a Switch when you couldn't get a Switch. They always
had it for employees.
Clutch. Super
great.
clutch.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to see what happens when the next hardware comes out and we have no longer this great perk. Back in line at the Target, you and me.
Start tweeting at Doug Bowser.
Hey, Dad.
Hook a brother up.
He's like, what? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
I unfollowed you years ago.
Bye. Okay, so that was one of the nice perks. These two other perks I think are pretty unique to Nintendo. I
wouldn't know because I never used them.
Yeah, you never went. I mean, you had the opportunity to, you just didn't take it. But I feel like this is a rare one. I don't know. I'm curious to hear if anyone works at a company that has a similar perk like this. So I've never seen it anywhere besides Nintendo. So Nintendo has two vacation homes. Properties.
Yes.
One is on the big island of Kona in Hawaii, and one is in Whistler in...
Well, there's two properties in Hawaii.
Oh, you're right. There are two houses on Kona in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then there's also this beautiful like ski chalet that's in Whistler. So what they did with these properties is, well, first they would like let all of the very like high tier executives pick dates that they want to
This was
use
Reggie's go-to vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
The house in Hawaii.
The house in Hawaii, yeah. Or any executive would have like sort of first quote unquote dibs on the dates. And then the other times of the year, they would just auction off, or you could submit to like auction for some dates to use the house. So you basically put in for this lottery once a month. They would pick you, and they would give you like dates that's usually like a year out. They like plan the calendar a year out. You get to use the properties, and you only have to pay the taxes on the properties. So it is like you get this like mansion in Hawaii basically for like nothing. It's like really cheap. So I've been to both. I've been to the Hawaii house. Not both the Hawaii houses. I've been to one of them. It's like this sprawling like, you know, house with a private pool, private beach access. There's like it's like 4-bedroom suite, so you can have people come with you, and you each have your own like private suite. And then there's like a shared common area with like obviously like a beautiful kitchen and living room and hangout space, outdoor cooking space. The house is stocked with all the latest Nintendo products, so you can play games and hang out. And it was fabulous. Like, you definitely feel like such a baller when you take your friends and you like roll up to this house in Hawaii. Like, you feel super cool.
Yeah.
It's like MTV Cribs. Like, it feels great, you know? And I was very lucky. So there's two houses. They're basically right next door to each other. One is called the Brown Owl House, and one is called the Green Turtle House. And there's just kind of like shrubbery between the two. There's definitely privacy between the two houses, but you definitely can hear like people and next door. So you want to be respectful. You don't want to be like too rowdy or whatever as to disturb your neighbor.
Don't get kicked out.
Don't get kicked out. The staff is very attentive. Like the staff there is like watching you with basically with
define
like
attentive.
An eagle eye.
That sounds like a euphemism.
Well, they're
hidden cameras.
Who knows? Maybe. Like it's definitely a vacation. You're paying for. You know, you're going on your own dime. You're paying for it. But it's still like kind of like tied to your job a little bit. So it's kind of like you want to not be totally rambunctious.
I mean, I know you like to cut loose on your vacations. And I mean,
exactly
cut
loose. I was like, I was a wild child in that. No, just kidding. No, I was not. Because my neighbor was Reggie.
Hilarious.
So Reggie was next door. It was very nice. Very cordial. But you never, like, you want to ask. Like when I was like planning my vacation, I asked the person in HR that takes care of this perk. I was like, hey, just so I know who's the person that's going to be in the other house. And she was like, don't be freaked out, but it's Reggie. And I was like, okay. And I was like, of course, telling all my friends, like, be on your best behavior. The president's next door. Don't do anything crazy. we were all very chill group, so it was completely
The first day,
fine.
did he knock on the door with the Reginator glasses, say, "Glad to see you here. Here's a bottle of champagne. Never talk to me again this week."
I did go over to
Slam
his
the
house
door.
to borrow some boogie boards, where he was very
Okay.
nice to let me go in the garage and take. So
Nice.
I brought some beer over. I'm a good neighbor. So that was fun. And I mean, it's beautiful. It was like such a great perk, really unique, and just like you feel like part of the club once you've gone to the Hawaii house.
Now you're really twisting the knife, because I never went.
Well, you had the opportunity to go.
All right, let's clear the air on this. Let's do it.
Okay, go ahead.
So every month you could put in your name to do
Yeah.
it. I did that every month.
Great.
There are times when somebody drops out
There's a
last second,
cancellation.
and then they have like they just pull another
Special-
name.
they call it a special
Right.
lottery.
So I got one of those. I was chosen for one of those, but the notice was pretty late, and I had already booked another vacation for that same time, and we were past the point of being able to cancel that vacation. So it was like, well, either I pay double to be able to do this other vacation that I got, or I go with the one that I got, which was already really nice. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. And then everybody roasted me over the coals, like, oh, you really should have just done that.
It's your choice.
It's like, okay,
It's your choice.
yeah,
Okay. Maybe someone will invite you. That's still at Nintendo.
no.
You can do that.
I don't think so.
You
That
can-
is true. You can bring
You
non-Nintendo
can bring
guests.
I brought lots
Right.
of non-Nintendo guests.
Right.
8 people per house occupancy. The suites hold up to, I think, two people.
Yeah. Now this brings up an important question: is the Hawaii house rigged? Is that lottery rigged?
Oh yeah.
I think it
It's
can be
absolutely
rigged under the right circumstances.
Because I was going through a really hard time, and then lo and behold, Krysta, you've been selected to go to Hawaii.
What do you know? The star employees who don't make trouble, they don't get pulled. I see how it is.
I was going through a hard time. I had a lot.
And you
of-
didn't even invite me.
I
How
wasn't
dare you?
I wasn't really that good friends with you back then, I don't think. Oh. That time. It was really early on in my
I see.
Nintendo days.
I see.
There's
Unforgivable.
okay. We can talk about this another time because we got to get through these other perks, because there's a couple things about these houses that have some juicy stuff. So one, is it rigged? Probably yes. We have some examples that we can share later. 2, can you get fired for doing something terrible at the Hawaii house? Answer is yes. This has happened to people, and maybe we can share this later because it's some juicy stuff. I was like, what happened at the Hawaii house? That was always like a big whisper, rumor mill
Right.
kind of thing. Like, who did what at the Hawaii house?
I mean,
oh
that,
my
that
gosh.
seems like a common sense thing of like, if you're going to this house that your company owns, like
That's basically being watched by the
don't-
company.
Don't go insane, you know?
Yeah, but people did not follow that rule, and there was some questionable things that happened that I was like, oh, and then there was some like very serious repercussions. So that never happened to me because I was very well behaved. The other house is in Canada, in Whistler, which I've been to twice, and it is absolutely amazing. It is like basically like you can ski to the house, like it is right on a run.
Just like I surfed here. Living in
Exactly,
California,
living in
I surf everywhere.
You cowabungaed your way
That's
over
what the
here.
people in Canada do. They ski everywhere.
Ski.
Right.
They skied to their home. You can ski to this house, but it's beautiful. It's like this like ski lodge kind of thing. This really nice right in Whistler Village. Now this one you have no excuse because every director, you get to use the house. You don't even have to lottery. So you were a director.
I don't,
and you didn't go.
So I don't like snow. I don't really like snow. I don't like snow sports. So I have no bad feelings about this. It's like, it is what it is. I just didn't want
Even if you don't like it, it's just so beautiful. Like, it's so peaceful there. It's always wonderful to go with a nice group of friends, which I've done basically with the same group of Nintendo and non-Nintendo friends for both times. And it was like lovely. It was like, everyone kind of pitches in and cooks, beautiful kitchen. You look out the window and you can see the lifts going by. The snow is like falling. There's a fireplace. I spent New Year's there this year, and I think this is my last time that I'll ever be there probably. But it was just so nice. It's so wonderful and such a nice perk for employees. Nintendo of Canada used to get like the first dibs on all.
Yeah, we should say that's their
Yeah.
kind of go-to thing.
Yeah.
I know the people in Japan told us they had like a not as cool a version of that. They're like, there's a condo that you can get in this kind of getaway town.
Yeah, like an onsen town, I think. Yeah.
Did we ever ask if Nintendo of Europe had something like this? I don't remember.
No. They're like, yeah, we have a chateau in the south of France. What have you guys been doing?
I don't really remember hearing much about that.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't.
I don't know.
We don't know.
We should maybe find out. I don't know. Yeah. It was fun though. I really enjoy these like very unique perks, and again, when you have like the right group of friends together at these places, you just feel so cool. Like you're just like, wow, like really living the life right now. You know, we're like in a hot tub, like in Whistler.
Again, I wouldn't know.
You had the chance. You had the chance.
Just show up unannounced. Hey, I'm crashing.
Hey, what's up?
Remember me? We would like to play.
Show up at Reggie's house.
But again, instead of the Wii, I'm holding a bottle of Krysta.
Pour one out.
Yeah, let's
Pour one
go.
out for the Wii U. Pour one out for you. The next one is also one that you kind of didn't really love, which is...
Well...
Okay. Do you want
What's the part? So in the Redmond office, they had Cafe Mario.
It's very cute.
Which is the cafeteria.
Not free, though.
No. But it was a large space where people would go have lunch.
Yeah.
Not free, but it was like
subsidized.
It was like $5 for like a meal or something.
It's like your college cafeteria.
I thought the food there was pretty good.
Food is good. Yeah.
And they would have a number of options. Some extremely unhealthy to more healthy.
Yeah.
You had a go-to. What was your go-to? No, you have to tell us.
No, it's
this is iconic.
It's so embarrassing.
I don't care.
Fine.
You had a salad.
I like the salad bar.
But
I like to put
what's embarrassing about this?
buffalo chicken nuggets on top.
So what? That was like literally every time. It's okay. I had something like that too. I would go to like the taco stand or whatever and get some like taco stuff.
You used to also get that giant Rice Krispies treat.
Oh, they stopped having that.
But you did have a lot of those.
I would get like a Rice Krispies treat the size of a cinder block, and I would just eat on it
throughout
the day. Those were really good. Those were really good, but those are no more.
We also made a lot of office toast. Remember?
Well, you did.
I made everyone office toast.
I was like, oh, what's this office toast? And you're like, it's just toast. I'm like, all right, I'll pass.
No, I made it. You liked it. It's.
I mean, it's good toast, but
you got peanut butter.
I don't know why it needs to be called office toast and not just toast. It's toasted bread.
We make bread in the office.
How did you come up with this innovative new recipe? Office toast.
It's made with love.
Every Tuesday was Sushi Tuesday. And people used to go
bonkers.
Bananas for Sushi Tuesday.
Yeah.
Not me though.
No, you didn't ever eat it.
I was above it.
You said that the sushi was very good. And it was they would bring in a sushi chef from a local Seattle sushi restaurant. Yeah. And that guy would just like spend lunch with, basically it'd be like a sushi bar right in the cafeteria. And you can go up there and you can tell him like what you want. He'll make it for you right then. I love the hand rolls. He'd make
a lot of that was just sitting out though, and again that's where
that is what a sushi bar is.
No, that's where my concern came in. It was like if I'm
okay.
I love sushi, but I'm gonna eat the top of the top if I'm eating sushi. I'm not just eating something that's been sitting out for who knows how long.
That's not true.
That would happen sometimes at our office. There would be sushi and it would just be left out.
Well, that's not what this is.
Well, I'm just saying this is not something that I would do. At the end of the day, how hours old sushi would be gone. Somebody ate it. Who knows what happened to them?
Someone threw it away.
Like, would they just be like? I don't know.
Poisoned?
Poisoned for the next week?
Mercury poisoned in the bathrooms?
No, not me.
Okay.
Not me.
I've partaken
Great.
in many Sushi Tuesdays, and it was wonderful. Mm-hmm. And the sushi was delicious. I never got sick.
See, the power move was turning down all these perks. You haven't realized this yet. Okay. That's what makes me the Vista King. I'm just saying no. It's like, I can do better. You see?
I'm so glad you're going to therapy.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh, no. Last one, though. I got to partake of one that you didn't.
Okay, sure. Okay, you can say it then.
So they used to have, again, this is a no more kind of thing. Mm. This went away pretty early on.
This one I feel like a lot of companies do, though.
They should bring this back.
All right.
They should bring it back. You disagree?
I very much agree.
Pages.
Very much agree.
If you were going on an international flight, you would get business class tickets.
You should do that.
Right.
Your employees are going to be completely wrecked if they're not well rested going from here to Japan. Right. It's going to be bad.
So I think that went away kind of tail end of the Wii years. some belt tightening, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yikes.
But yeah, I did do one trip under this. It was very nice. Felt very rested.
Yeah.
But then after that, no more. Like you and I would do trips in Japan, unless you were a certain level. I think it was like vice president or something.
Yeah.
We would have like our VP in business class, like peek her head out between the. How's it going back there? See you later.
She would bring us snacks sometimes.
Yeah.
Or she would promise to bring
Until they told her not to.
And then they told
Don't
her
do that for those riffraffs.
She's not supposed to go back there.
Don't do that.
I was like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah. You can't do that for those people. They don't deserve it.
They're beneath you. They're dirty.
They're bad people.
She's like, oh, they are bad people. You're right. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I never went on an international trip. During the the business class days, I was saying. So I never got to enjoy this one. But yes, I think that if you are going somewhere internationally on a business trip, yeah, you should. It's like a small price to pay to make sure you're like productive.
It does make a big difference
once you get there, because then you're losing a lot of time if everyone's completely jet lagged and just like totally exhausted. That's not going to be good either.
Right.
Okay, those are the Nintendo perks. Yeah, a little bit untraditional because I think, lots of companies have like free food, reimbursements, business class flights,
ping pong table,
beer Mondays, Tuesdays.
We did at a Peloton.
Oh, the
near
Peloton
the end
was weird.
But
that was weird.
It was like embarrassing. It was like it was just kind of in a very public place.
It was in a room that was glass.
Right.
So like, why in the world?
I'm gonna go work out for people to watch me.
You're gonna like ride a Peloton for 45 minutes while you
disgusting and sweaty
Beyonce while like your coworkers looked on. That's so weird. Whoa, what is he doing in there?
Whoa, new personal record?
Go get him.
No, that was not super popular.
That was very weird. They put up a privacy screen, but it was like chintzy.
It was like one of those movies where you could see the outline of somebody through it. Yeah,
absolutely. It was like weird. It was like a rice paper.
Yeah.
It was like, what is happening here? That was weird. Yeah, that was a bad perk. But anyways, those are the Nintendo
Thinking
perks.
Different.
Gotta be unique.
Yeah.
Can't have regular perks like normal companies. No. That would be too easy. Anyways, if you guys know about these perks, tell us.
Like, what are you gonna say?
I don't know where I was going here. I want to know if other companies have similar unique perks.
Quirky perks.
Yeah. If you have one from the company that you work at, or you've heard of one, let us know, because I felt like these were pretty weird. That's my conclusion. All right, moving on to our Never a Minute segment. We're bringing back the very scientific character bracket.
Right.
And we're going to be talking about some Xenoblade Chronicles.
Where's your pen and paper? You're not prepared at all. You got nothing. Well, just go get it.
I'm going to go get it.
I'll get it for you.
No. I can get it. It's right here.
Oh my gosh.
I got the pen. I'll use this paper. Everything is fine. The wires are still attached. Okay. I'm ready.
So the character bracket is we have 8 characters from Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yes.
It's like, bracket style. So we're going down to one winner, matchups based.
Yes.
And we have 3 criteria. Now you should start writing these down.
Okay.
The 3 criteria, and this is by round. So the first round is going to be the all-important hotness.
Of course.
Self-explanatory. Is this person hot? Again, it's our rating. We can come up with our number. Maybe you disagree. Second, the next important thing, past hotness, is how are their personality?
I guess so. If you're not hot, are you at least interested?
Yes.
Let's see.
And then finally, fighting ability. Right.
Yes. How are you in battle? Okay.
That'll be the deciding factor.
So we have 8 characters.
Right.
There's 6 of the main characters. And then we have Riku and Manana.
Well, let's run through it all. So we have Noah, Lance, Mio, Sena, Uni, Tyon, Riku and Manana, and
Ethel.
Ethel.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yes. Okay, so are they in order already?
Well, see, you've already bungled your duties. This is supposed to be a random pick.
The random drawing.
Right.
Okay, I didn't do that.
No, let's do it in alphabetical order. That is somewhat random.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Uni and Ethel, first matchup.
Okay.
Next, Lands and Mio.
Oh no.
Then, Noah and what comes after that?
Noah and Tyon,
All right.
right?
And then the last one is Riku and Manana versus
Senna.
Yes. All right.
In the first round of hotness.
Whew.
Okay. Let's talk about Uni.
What is there to say?
She's pretty hot. Great body. Banging body.
I gave her a 5 with a pretty big caveat.
Because of the
kitchen
wings?
It's because of the wings out of the head. I'm sure this works for somebody, just not me.
Then how can you give her a 5? Everything else is good?
We need to have some gradations here.
You need to give her a 4?
I did give one other. No, I gave 2 other. I gave actually multiple other 5s. But anyhow.
What?
You don't see it in the game, but when those things get flapping and the feathers start just shooting off, it might be unattractive, is all I'm saying. Again, we haven't seen it. Maybe I'm not far enough into the game. Maybe that's like a side quest. Oh no, my wings won't stop flapping.
Do they flap that much? They don't flap right now.
Have you seen a bird lately?
It's not like she's a bird. It's just like wings.
But they're there. And they have feathers. Going from hair to feathers.
You don't really like the feathers.
Is a little strange.
Okay, so you gave her a 5 though anyway.
I did give her a 5.
Okay.
Yes.
I gave her a 4 because I agree that the wings are a little bit odd, but everything else about her is pretty good.
Okay.
Like she's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. So
great
that's
outfit. Yes.
Okay, yeah, great outfit.
It's a cool outfit.
Very cool.
It's like something you could wear on the street.
I was gonna say it's like very modern, especially and also like when she changed.
Are you gonna steal her look? You could do it. Steal this look.
For what purpose? Walking around the streets?
Yes, doing your Brazilian stomps. Down the Champs-Élysées.
I guess I could steal
Worldwide, baby.
In the words of Pitbull.
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
You could be Mrs. Worldwide.
I'll be the
Vista Queen. I'll remain the Vista Queen. No, you're the recycling queen.
Oh, Mrs. Worldwide.
Very sensible.
How did I marry Pitbull?
It'd be a Mr. and Mrs. Look, when Pitbull chooses you, you don't say no.
That's true, actually.
You kind of don't have. You kind of don't have a choice.
Actually. Okay, so Uni gets a 9. Combined score.
Correct. Combined score.
Ethel, though. I gave Ethel a 5.
So.
Ethel's hot.
No, well, I want to say about my ratings for Ethel. You're further in the game than me. I've only started to see bits and pieces of the Ethel story. I don't feel like I know everything about her.
Well, who cares? We're talking about hotness.
I gave her a 3. I think, again,
why?
On paper should be great, but to my brain, a little generic.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
If you want to twist my arm, I'd give her a 4. Or I'd give her a 4. I'll upgrade to a 4.
She has such beautiful hair, and her face is so
Well, does that mean we
pretty.
both have 2 9s then? No, so I'm sticking with my 3, so she's out. No, I prefer
But her outfit?
I prefer Uni.
And she has this nice. She's very very elegant.
Again, these are my scores.
But okay, 8 for Ethel.
8.
So,
there we go.
So we got
Uni, winner in this round.
Uni has moved on.
Uni.
I
mean, too bad we didn't rate them on which name would be more in place in 1913.
I know.
But
Ethel and Uni's tea party, the early bird special.
Yeah. Ethel's riding her penny farthing to the icebox store.
We're gonna have some cucumber ice cream today, Uni.
Uni's playing stickball and the boys from Brooklyn.
Okay.
All right. Next is Lance and Mia.
5.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Lance is hot. 5.
We know all about your feelings for Lance.
He is really hot, though.
He's
like the hottest guy
I gave Lance a 4.
I've seen in a while.
Great.
Like
I'm happy
in
for
a
you.
really long time.
I'm happy
we
for
have
you.
not had
Real or otherwise.
We have not had a
Congratulations.
Crom level husbando.
Oh, Krista's
in
Crom level.
Such a long time.
Huh.
Lance is it.
Interesting.
He's hot.
I gave him a 4.
I give him a 5.
I did rate one other male character higher, which I'm interested to see your look
Ew. I don't like that.
at. All right.
I don't like any other male characters. So anyways.
Mio, though.
Mio.
I think we disagree on this.
I think we disagree on this too. I gave Mio a 5.
Really?
I did.
A full 5?
A full 5.
I gave her a 3. I don't.
Why?
I don't love the outfit.
I love the outfit.
Again,
I would steal that look.
well, you got some stealing to do. All right.
I'd rather steal that look
Yeah.
than Uni's look.
You can-
Uni's look
you
is
can
a
be
little
the-
generic.
You can be the prison queen with all the stealing you're going to be doing. Yeah, the outfit wasn't really.
It's so cool. The dress that has like the origami look to it.
I mean, you can't. First of all, it's a little silly to be fighting in this high fashion dress, and just be trudging around.
She's
especially,
also wearing like pants underneath it,
especially when it's like they sit down at the campfire and they're all filthy.
though. You have the clean clothes
Wearing-
option.
I do like that option.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like a little. I have a little like.
Well,
I
you
wanna
should always do
always
that.
do it.
It's like Gran Turismo when you do the car wash. It's
You
like,
gotta
well, I
do
might
that.
as well.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Right? Who doesn't clean your
Some
clothes?
grit, and grime here.
Who's just
Yeah.
going through the whole game with dirty clothes? I want to know who you are. Show of hands.
Again, somebody's probably into that. The dirtier, the better.
Oh.
So I gave her a 3. She also has, the little.
You don't like the ears?
little ears, but she's got the tiny little canine teeth, which I guess some people might find.
foxy.
Some people might find that cute.
I have one pointy tooth.
It's just one.
Yeah.
Only one.
A tiny tooth.
Let me see the other one now. They look the same.
They look
What are
like-
you talking about?
You just insulted me, by the way. So
Why?
Because you just said that you didn't like people with
I
pointy
disagreed
teeth.
with you.
That's terrible. Okay,
This
well,
is
I don't
the-
care because Lance moves on.
Yes, Lance moves on.
Thank God.
Okay, so that'll be our next matchup: Uni versus Lance.
Okay.
Okay. Next,
Noah and Tyon.
Noah and Tyon. Okay.
Noah.
Oh boy. Now
See-
I have a question about Noah. Again, since you're further ahead, do you ever see him with the hair down, fully
No,
down?
I have not seen that yet.
Okay, I gave him a 4 because I was wondering. It's kind of important. It's like a make or break.
The hair down?
The hair down.
Really?
I mean, he's not perpetually going to have a
ponytail?
A ponytail. At some point, you're going to see the hair down,
How?
and it's
why?
either going to be great or not great.
How would it be? How would it make a difference?
You're on a 100-hour adventure.
But why would it make a difference for the hair to be down, for the hotness to go up or down?
This is
The
my
same hair,
again,
same head.
this is my rating. Different. So hairstyles make no difference in how somebody looks. I
Well,
see
I mean,
how
like
it
he
is.
didn't like. It's not
I look forward to your mohawk next week.
great. I'm sure you'll love that.
Good.
Okay, I gave him a 4 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's got a look.
Yeah.
He's got like he also
He
kind
also-
of has like a model.
He's got the
modelly kind
Travis touchdown look, is what he's got. He's got the red jacket. He's got the.
No, he's not as like burly as
Well,
Travis.
no, but his
Touchdown.
his outfit does look a little
Oh, his
bit
outfit.
like that.
Yeah, a little bit. Like a little. Yeah, his outfit's
Right.
also a little bit more streetwear-ish. Maybe this is like the look of this
Yeah.
colony or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also, I feel like he could be on the runway. He's like very modelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
4, which means 8 for Noah. Taeyeon,
I gave him a 5.
I gave him a 2.
Oh no!
I really dislike him.
All right, not your type.
Not my type.
Well, he's no Lance.
I don't like how he never smiles. He has like RBF. I'm not gonna say what that means.
He's got the cheekbones, the jawline.
No, he does not have the jawline.
No, he's been doing his jawline exercises.
He's not doing any exercise because he's not moving his mouth at
He's
all
got a-
because he's frowning.
He's got a great perm. Again, some people like that. He's intense. He's smoldering.
No, he's not.
You can fix him.
I don't. Ew, no. Gross.
He's a project.
He's not. He's not at all. He's not any of
No.
those things.
He's probably not the most fun to hang out with, but again, somebody might like that. Like give him
He
5.
seems like he's just very sad,
He's sullen.
very sullen. I
Yeah.
would not be.
You
able
can
to.
you can be the one to make him smile.
I don't want to. I don't have the patience for him.
All right.
He should be making me smile, and he's not. So 2.
Oh,
What did I say?
ouch!
I said 3, right? No, I said 2.
You said 2, and
Oh, good.
I said 5.
So that's 7.
I mean, in between, there's a respectable score there.
So Noah moves.
And then, so
Then
Noah
we
moves
have.
up.
That, oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you didn't write this one down.
I did write it
You
down. Don't worry, I'm good.
Oh, I see.
And then the next matchup is Riku and Manana versus Senna. Hotness.
I gave Riku and Manana 5.
You did.
Those are some good looking Nopon. All
Are
right.
you serious?
Yeah.
Riku looks
Again.
like Joey Fatone from NSYNC.
Again, the hair.
Does he not look like Joey Fatone from NSYNC, aka Joey Fat One from NSYNC?
Riku is in his bag with this hair. Okay, it looks good. Joey Fatone.
He looks exactly
No.
Joey Fatone.
No.
I'm gonna put right here.
His
if you're
voice.
watching,
His voice.
his voice is good.
Really,
it's
something.
a sexy voice.
Yeah.
If he called me and didn't know who he was, I'd be like, who are you?
Telemarketing? You got a career in cold calling? Hello.
I would definitely buy a set of knives from Riku over the telephone.
I do need a new warranty for my car, in fact.
I will send money to Africa.
Yes.
Okay. So I gave them a 4.
Okay. I mean, not a lot of talk about
9.
Manana here, but I mean, it's fine.
Manana's cute.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she's hot. She's pretty cute. Not a good voice, though. Very annoying.
All right. Riku's really carrying that group, but it's fine. 5.
Okay.
So what was your score for them?
4. So
A
9.
4. Wow.
Senna.
That's really high.
Yeah.
Senna, I do like a lot. The haircut is not my.
But do you like the
Jam
glowing blue?
I do like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, that
It's
is
like
cool.
glowing
I like
hair.
That. Yeah, I like
It's
those,
very unique.
I like those lines she has going.
Yeah.
Down her body. I'm a sucker for a midriff. I gave her a 4.
Oh, the midriff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the midriff is good. She has a very good body.
Yeah.
She's very, like she says she's very
She's
athletic.
strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like these cutscenes.
She could throw me across the.
Have you seen the cutscenes where it's just like when you're at the camp?
Yeah.
If you just like let him sit there, her and Lance would just start randomly doing like push-ups.
Say, how do you feel about her pairing with Lance? Are you
great.
angry at her?
No.
It's like this, that could be me.
No, I don't want.
Do you have like a picture on your wall where it's like you put your face on hers?
her body?
Like, that's gonna be me.
That's creepy and weird.
Well, just
I boil her
don't know,
rabbit
this
on my stovetop.
Seems to be veering into some strange places.
I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not that kind of girl
Okay,
at all.
so what's your score for her?
My score was a 4 for her.
Wow. Is this an upset?
What did you do?
I gave her a 4 too.
Oh no! Riku Manana.
Nope on.
Nopon power.
When are some of these NFT folks, bros, gonna make the real Nopon coin? Every time I get one of those, I'm like,
that's a good
somebody's
one.
gonna do this.
Yeah, someone's gonna
It's like,
mint a
It's like the
Nopon
Dogecoin. It's like, oh, this is hilarious, and then it like gets like becomes super
It becomes
valuable
like $1 billion.
because people are invested in the meme.
They're invested in the Nopons?
Yeah.
I'd
What's
be
going to
invested
happen
in
then? What would
Nopon.
Nintendo do if Nopon coin became this hot cryptocurrency? I dare not think of it. Oh my gosh.
Someone's not gonna. It's not gonna
Oh
go
my
well.
gosh. It's ridiculous. Let's
That
hope.
would be.
Let's truly hope for everybody's sake
Can you
that this
imagine
doesn't
the
happen.
explanation that needs to happen?
Yeah.
Do you imagine the meetings where the people have to explain to them what a cryptocurrency
We did have
is?
some meetings explaining
things.
like NFTs. There was somebody on our team who was like strangely enthusiastic about NFTs.
Yeah.
I was like, you can just explain
Did like
this
a presentation
to
for
everybody,
it,
to the higher ups.
and it did not go well. There was
There's
a lot of
a lot
dumbness.
of brow furrowing.
There's a lot of squinting.
So what you're saying now is,
There was a lot of
Squinting.
squinting. There's a lot of confusion.
yeah.
There's a lot of newspaper reading.
All right, we're getting too far afield here. So
Okay,
our next
then
round.
Our next round is Uni versus Lands,
Okay.
Noah versus Riku and Manana in the category of personality.
Okay.
Let's go to Uni and Lands.
Uni.
Uni.
I gave
Queen's wings. That's Uni.
I gave her a 2. You know, it's one of those.
A little airheaded?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that what it is?
You know, she's a 10, but she gets a 2 for personality.
Oh, fluffin' nugget.
Yeah.
That's not, she doesn't say that, but
Yeah.
she's. Yeah.
Maybe the little gerbil in her brain's not running as fast as some others.
She definitely isn't the sharpest tool in the group.
Yeah, I mean, she seems nice.
She's super like,
But-
she's and she had, you know, I did just do a part in the story with her where you learn about her a little bit more.
Oh, interesting.
It doesn't change my mind about the dumbness factor, but definitely she does have like a past, and there
Yeah.
is like, you know, she
Yeah.
she for sure is invested in the cause of what's happening with these characters.
Okay.
So I gave her a 3. Uni gets a 5.
Right down the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a 5. Oops.
And Lands.
Ooh, Lance.
Now I want to hear what you say about Land's personality.
I think he has a great
It's a 5?
personality. It's a 5.
Really?
Not only is he extremely hot,
Oh.
he's also like super caring.
Okay.
Like I feel like he's very open. Like he's just like, I like people that are very like, what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to guess like
Yeah.
what the heck you're feeling.
Good contrast to you.
What do you mean?
I don't know. What?
What?
let's move on. I gave Lands a 3. It feels like
Why?
Well, it feels so. I think he has this tough guy act.
That's what's it's very endearing.
You just said you like people who act like what they are, and you just agreed that it's an act.
No.
So you have to drop him at least 1 point.
No, that's not what I meant.
Those are the rules.
Okay, let me explain.
What?
So he's tough, but
Right.
he's also like a big like softie. That's what he's putting out there.
Right. I can see that in there.
Okay,
But he's
what are you saying?
But his exterior is like, oh, I have to pretend to be this tough
You're
guy.
just jealous
because
of his
Because
muscles.
I'm big and strong.
But it's clear
Yeah.
that he's like that's who he is though. He's like I know I'm tough, but I'm also like this nice guy.
I'm the one putting my face on the picture of Sena in the printout in the room. That's me, not you.
Okay, that's weird. Okay, so you give him what?
3.
3. I gave
Yeah.
him a 5. So he gets an 8.
So what's our? Do we have a tie?
No, we've not a tie because Uni got
Uni.
a terrible score.
You got a 5.
Sorry, y'all. You're
Oh, Lance is in the final.
yeah.
Banner day for you. Okay.
This is I'm gonna get on my soapbox right now.
Campaign
for lands. Okay, Noah and Riku and Manana in the personality category. Noah. Noah's a good personality.
I have the same score for both of these.
Oh.
So hopefully you do not.
I give Noah a 4.
To be a tiebreaker. I gave you Noah a 4. I actually gave Noah a 4 on every category.
Okay,
Because,
I also did that.
Because that is kind of just like,
he's like
who he is.
Yeah.
He is the well-rounded lead
exactly.
character.
Lead character,
Right.
well-rounded. He's, he's like, just like has the hero
Right.
quality.
I would like a little more personality out of him. But what's there is pretty good.
Yeah. He's very practical.
Mm-hmm.
And I sometimes wonder if that's like a facade. And if I keep playing, is it going to like break?
Yeah, is there going to be some flashback?
Or
where
is he
you
going to
see-
have some sort of like moment where he's just like,
Oh, snaps.
yeah.
Right.
He's like, no more.
Possible.
So I haven't seen him get to that place yet,
Yeah,
even when like
yeah.
crazy stuff is happening. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he gets an 8 then.
Okay.
Riku and Manana.
So I also gave a 4. I
Personality.
also gave a 4.
Okay, I give him a 3.
No tie though.
She's a little annoying. She dragged down his score.
Very concerned with food and eating, which I thought you would appreciate.
I do like it, but her voice, I cannot stand her voice.
This is personality.
I know, but it just...
What's inside? I guess it's hard for you to get past the Land's 8-pack or whatever.
It is.
12-pack, whatever
I'm
he's
not
got.
ashamed to admit that. I don't care. Judge me all you want.
Personality's great.
He's a wonderful...
His arms are huge.
His personality is great when he takes me into his arms.
Love his personality when he takes that steam shower. Love that for me.
That was good.
All right, fine.
Okay.
I
care.
wanted those two to win, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be.
So what?
Well, it's actually better because if they got into the last category, fighting ability, what would I give them?
Right.
Hypotheticals?
Oh, they do become a hero.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Spoiler. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's too late.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Okay. I will put a disclaimer before that I say that in text.
In the beginning
sorry.
in the beginning of this segment.
I'm very
Spoiler
sorry.
alert.
I'm very sorry. Okay.
Well, now you can just let it rip with the spoilers. Don't
May
do that.
contain spoilers.
Don't do that. Okay, so our final is.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, the total score was 8-7
Oh, 7. Okay.
in favor of Noah. So is Noah and Lance.
Oh wow, that's a good
Oh,
matchup
no.
for the finals.
The childhood best
Besties?
friends in a showdown? Something feels wrong about this. For
feels
fighting
great.
ability and literally a fight to the death.
Ooh, this is crazy. This is a good matchup. Yikes. Oh, this is tough.
Actually, who do you think in this group is the best fighter?
In this whole group?
Counting
Everybody
counting
else?
everybody, even who's been eliminated. So I think it's Mio.
I was gonna say
And
Mio
there was
as well.
that cutscene kind of early on where she and Noah are
Kind of
fighting,
facing off, yeah.
and Noah's like, I can't get an edge on her because she's too fast, and
Yeah,
all
she
her
has the 2 rings.
He's like, it doesn't
a
even look like
zephyr.
her moves are so effortless.
Yeah.
I think she's the best.
I think
Pure
her and
fighter.
Senna are both really good. Senna with the big, thick hammer.
Yeah.
Like those two are really,
okay.
really strong.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I
They're
gave
not there anymore.
so I gave Lands a 5 in this category, and I think I might just be biased because I like his weapon.
Yeah,
I love
the
it when,
shield.
I love it when he sticks it down and becomes
yeah,
a gun.
I know.
I like this.
And he can become the healer class as
Right,
well. So
right.
I have him as a medic right now.
Yeah.
So he's like this big
Yeah.
you know,
And he's
he does the defense, he
Right.
does the healing. It's pretty.
and
you
it's a
can turn the thing
character.
around.
It's a character that I like playing as. I like his assortment of arts more than some other characters.
I play as him a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I play as him and Mio most frequently.
Yeah, with special camera angles.
Definitely. I'm like, can I just remove these clothes? It's like the link one. I'm like, can you just take it off? You don't need this. You don't need this.
Gotta wait for the PC version for that.
Just take this off because I'm like, give me a hack for this game. Take the clothes off. Anyways,
all right. So you gave him.
I gave him a 5.
Oh my gosh. So Noah's going to have to also get a perfect score to even have a tie for our tiebreaker, which hopefully we thought of one.
He's a 10, baby.
Well, he's not going to need it because I gave Noah a 4.
I gave Noah a 4 too.
All right. Fine.
Yeah. Again, Noah. He's very good all around.
Yeah.
But he's not the strongest fighter.
Right.
I did change his class.
I do like using him too, though.
I like him too. Yeah. I know. I don't mind him. He's a good swordsman.
Yeah.
I changed his class recently, and the new class I have him as is really good. So,
Good.
yeah, so I like him. I do like
The
him.
winner is Lance by a landslide.
Happy. Good day.
Congratulations on rigging this character bracket.
I did not. You agreed with me. You gave him a 5 too.
I gave him a lot of high scores.
I did not.
I like Lance.
Coerce you. That was fun.
Well, this rolls right into what we're playing, and the first thing is Xenoblade. So,
Obviously.
well, maybe we can just lightly add on to what we just said for the last 20 minutes.
yes. The game is great.
So I fully started
You
this game.
finally started.
Right,
yes,
right.
exciting for you. Tell me how you've been doing. Since
It's
you're
great. I'm
a little
only
earlier.
I'm probably close to the end of chapter 2, so I'm still extremely early.
Okay.
I am liking this. This feels like a very playable game so far.
It is.
Which is
Agreed.
something I was frankly a little worried about.
You playing it easy?
Yes.
Okay.
I am. The pacing feels very good.
Mm-hmm.
Of you're out, you're doing a mission, and then there'll be either a big encounter or like a story sequence, or one of those little campfire things where you can take a break.
Yep.
That all feels so far really
Pretty good. Yeah.
And I finally have kind of a full proper party of people.
Yeah.
It's an unusual number, 6 to have.
It's a lot.
But I do
Rolling
like it.
kind of deep with
And-
all these people.
I mean, it gives some flow to the battles that makes it feel like it's moving along. So
Yeah.
there's been some interesting things happening in the story that I'm curious to learn more about. So far this game has hooked me more than, well, again, Xenoblade 1 I always say has a great first 10 hours. I don't think I'm quite at 10 hours yet on this.
Yeah.
Xenoblade 2 did not grab me like this.
No.
So so far so good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like I've had an easier time getting sort of immersed in these characters, sort of feeling like I have some sort of relationship with them, with how the game has progressed. And I am past the 10-hour point. I saved yesterday, and it looks like I'm about 20 hours now. And I feel like I definitely want to keep playing,
Right.
and I'm hoping to actually beat this game. If I do, that'll be the first Xenoblade game I've ever finished, which would be kind of incredible. But yeah, the story, the pacing and the story continues just probably what you're experiencing now. So it doesn't suddenly you fall off a cliff and it's super hard or bad or whatever. So far it's been really good. I just passed the infamous chapter 4 something that everyone's talking about.
Was it 4 or 5 or both? I guess it's both.
It's the end of chapter 4
Okay.
that everyone is talking about. And
You want to spoil that too?
I don't. I don't want to spoil that. But I just passed that point, and I would agree with everyone's current assessment. Did not see. I just didn't see that coming. So that was very, very dramatic. But the story continues to be very well done. Sometimes I feel like the stories are a little bit overcomplicated, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? But I'm understanding it. It feels super, easy for me to follow. There's maybe a couple of questions, but I think that's just things that I shouldn't know right now. And as I keep playing, those questions will be answered. But
All right.
And yeah, all the characters, they develop the characters slowly, and I really like that so far. So yeah, I think the only thing that you and I were talking about too was a little low on the vistas right now.
Well, so far for me, yeah.
Yeah.
There was one big sort of reveal that you come out to early on, which was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Nintendo tweeted, I mean, this would have been a day one tweet for me. There was a way to get rid of the HUD when you're taking Vista shots.
You press the shoulder buttons
Good for
together.
people to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure I'll get there.
Yeah. No, it's there's a lot of like sort of underground parts.
You said you were doing something that was like indoors, which I thought was interesting.
For a long time,
unexpected,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I was indoors for a while, and now I'm in like this sort of valley.
It's neat.
Not as Vista-y as usual.
Okay.
But still really cool. The story is progressing really well. Chapter 5 just started for me, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting development. So, yeah. So good.
The only reason I started Xenoblade Chronicles because I finished Live Alive.
Yay!
After you bullied me into getting a move on.
I didn't bully you. You've been promising that you'll be done for like a week.
And I am. I'm done.
whole week.
I did it.
Okay.
Have you beaten this game?
No, I didn't even start it.
Then zip it.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. Tell me all about it.
So this is one of those games where like you think you're done, and then it's like, no, there's more. There's more. So that's why I thought I was.
I don't like that, honestly.
I honestly don't either. I start to like mentally
check out.
Not check out, but be like, all right, I'm ready for this to. I get ready for it to conclude.
Yeah, you're like, I'm ready to move on.
And I start to think of like, oh, what am I going to do after I beat this game?
Yeah.
And you kind of get ready to make that transition, and then you can't do it. So it becomes a little tedious in some spots. This does finally have the stuff that I've been wondering if it did, where it brings together all of the other 7 stories.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very satisfying.
Okay.
And it had a good resolution. And you sort of understand why these are the 7 stories that you're seeing.
Okay.
So very solid payoff there. But again, that kind of nonstop ending was just, one of a couple of these sort of very old school feeling design decisions that they had.
Yeah.
That just take it down a tiny bit in my mind. So again, we did not do reviews here. But
your score would be?
If I did, I would give this a very solid 8 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So
pretty good.
Really glad I played it. Definitely fits right into that era of JRPGs, which I love.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely recommend it.
Nice. I'm glad that you finally beat it, and now you can move on to Xenoblade.
I gotta live alive my life,
Live evilly?
I gotta move on with live aliving my life. Another thing I've been playing, this came out of nowhere at the end of last week.
This is so cute. I used to watch this.
I want you to start playing this. Oh, you know about this?
I watch this anime all the time.
So this has the longest title I may have ever seen. I will just begin. Shin-chan, me and the professor on summer vacation, the endless 7-day journey. That's a mouthful.
Wow.
So why don't you explain to the good people what Shin-chan is?
Because like a little boy.
I did not know.
And it's just like a slice of life. At least the cartoon or anime or whatever is just like a little like slice of life of this kid's life. And he's very like naughty. He gets into a lot of trouble all the time. Sometimes he's like a little dirty too. Like those cartoons are not like super kid friendly.
Right.
He's like kind of raunchy sometimes and stuff. But he's like this little kid.
I did vaguely recognize the character.
Yeah.
But this is a game that came out on Switch recently, and somebody just like retweeted like a trailer or something, and I just like responded. I was like, "This looks amazing." And by the end of the day, the person from the publisher had like sent me a code.
Nice.
Which was great.
That's always the best.
But the thing that stuck out to me is like, we love our summer vibes games.
We do,
and this just looked incredibly like that.
Yeah, it did. The trailer looked very much like that.
And I learned more about the game. I guess there's some developers who worked on that game, Attack of the Friday Monsters on 3DS, which is
a great game.
Really great. So the idea of this is Shin-chan's family go off to this kind of remote town in Japan for this like very chill summer vacation with some friends of theirs. And the gameplay is like, you're kind of exploring the town, you're talking to people. There's some like light collecting, like sort of Animal Crossing stuff of collecting bugs or, picking, collecting plants and stuff like that. I'm still very early, but does not disappoint on the summer vibes.
Yeah.
Really, you can tell they spent a lot of time on this,
and
it's super good. Like every So the way like the camera works is like you walk in and out of these scenes where the camera is static.
Oh, that's cool.
So you get these really dramatic views, and the angle is like
nice.
perfectly presented to show you the most like idealized.
It's like Japanese countryside
view
like
of it.
Totoro.
Yeah, there's one where like you go out on this house's balcony, but the house is really small, and you can see these big mountains, and there's like a sunset happening in the back.
Nice. That's really beautiful.
Or like you go over a bridge, and you can just hear the rushing water with the cicadas, and it's just like really relaxing. To play. And something else I like is, you know, it's in this like rustic Japanese town, but it feels like a place that like I would love to go to. I think you would love to go.
It still exists somewhere.
It doesn't feel like run down.
Yeah, there's a lot of places like that.
It has history, but there's like so the house that you're in doubles as a restaurant that looks like a really like cool Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
Or you find like a cafe that looks like a super cool cafe that
they have like some piano jazz in there.
I would just like to go to this cafe.
Yeah.
So this game it's a huge surprise for me.
It's good to play this game before summer ends then.
Exactly.
So get it now,
they just squeaked this game out in the nick of time. So
doldrums.
I would
doldrumming right now.
Strongly recommend this game for the next month or so while it's still summer and you can properly experience
your
it.
90-degree day that you're stuck at home.
But I don't get the sense that this is some big huge game. So I think I can kind of alternate a little bit of this with my Xenoblade.
You can definitely do that.
And not
You can definitely do that.
Right.
Wow.
What happened to your big plan of playing some side games?
I've been playing Xenoblade.
Gave up. Okay.
I really have.
Just deleted that off.
Into it. I didn't expect to be. I really didn't.
That's fun.
I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I've been playing it a ton.
All right. Time for news.
News. The Splatoon 3 Direct.
Yes, our big moment of introspection.
Yes.
So why don't we just start by recapping some of the high points of what was in this direct.
6 a.m.
So we learned there are going to be 12 stages at launch. 5 are new.
Yep. Some of the new ones did look very cool.
Those look very good.
Very cool.
More coming as DLC later.
Okay.
Great. We learned the salmon run is back. There is no time restriction. Remember previously it had to be on for you to do that.
Yeah.
Great. You might wonder why it wasn't always on before.
Yeah, that's just strange.
Now you don't need to worry about it. Good.
Okay.
This was exciting. This great table turf battle card game. I want this in real life.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
I would love this in real life.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And you can collect the cards.
It'd be super fun. But I'm strangely hyped for this.
Yeah, this one looks cool.
Nice little side addition. We learned about the new idols, Fry Shiver and internet sensation Big Man.
Big Man Stan.
Which I only learned fairly recently that
manta
Big Manta
is it
Ray. Did you know this right away?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you didn't say a word about it, so thanks a lot.
Well, you didn't ask. I thought.
Do I need to?
I thought you knew.
The puns.
So obvious.
The puns were just going a little crazy in that direct. Not over my head, all of them, but I mean, there's so many. You know?
Exam.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Big Man Stan. That's what we are now.
Splatfests are back. Great. And then this was a big new addition, three-way turf wars.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
There's
Again,
3 of them now. There's 3 idols.
I would love for this to be a just regular ongoing mode.
Yeah.
But I guess you need something special for Splatfest. Yeah. Test Fire, first Test Fire.
That's coming up.
August 27th.
Yep.
We're going to be doing that. That'll be
we'll
fun.
definitely do that.
That's really soon. That's great.
That's coming up soon.
At least 2 years of post-launch updates were promised. You know, pretty what you would expect from a Splatoon game. Always has a lot of updates.
Right.
Got new amiibo. And then they have finally said major paid DLC coming later.
Yeah.
We put up a poll after the direct and asked people what they thought.
And the majority of people said...
The great majority of people said they really liked it.
Yeah, they loved it.
We had a different impression.
We had a different impression.
Which was kind of wanted a little bit more.
Yeah, so for me, going into the direct, I think what I really wanted to see was what is going to make Splatoon 3 different from Splatoon 2.
Right.
That's not these... And I know this is important to people, and I don't discount this. But for me, I wanted to see more differences than just the quality of life stuff. That was important to me personally. I do agree with everyone what they're saying. That they fix so many quality of life things. Hopefully that'll make just jumping into these into the games like easier and more like seamless, and like I don't doubt that at all. I think it's going to be a great experience, like playing a Splatoon game. But like what I really wanted to see was like what else can they do like with this amazing franchise, and like what other new directions can it be pushed in. And I didn't see too much of that beyond the little card game.
All right, I'm gonna put you under the hot lights. What specifically could they have added to this game to make you feel differently about it?
I think an easy thing could have been like a really like unique new single player mode that would have been like different than Splatoon 2.
Right.
That's one thing that we didn't see that.
Any
sort of new mode.
They spent like less than a minute on the single player mode, which I thought was weird. They literally spent more time on the NSO app, which people hate.
It's horrible.
They literally spent more time explaining that than they did the single player mode, which I thought was weird.
Any new mode, it doesn't have to be single player. I'm just going to say any new mode. They do have the little card game, which is great, because this universe is so rich. You know, like there's so many opportunities. Could you do like a specific like fashion show mode?
Right.
Could you do something where you can make your own Splatfest? I don't know, I'm just riffing here. Maybe those are all really hard to do. But like anything in this universe that would be different could have been really cool, you know?
Yeah, well the developer's only Nintendo. They don't have a lot of experience making games, you see. I asked myself those questions. What could they put? So I also put single player in that camp.
Yeah.
I would have loved to. Again, maybe we will find out when we play single player that it's this crazy reinvented thing.
Yeah.
But that feels like a major opportunity for the series to not make that just an afterthought.
Yeah.
Or not make that the focus of your DLC later.
Right.
And not just make it a tutorial.
Right.
Like
exactly.
make that really a big meaty experience.
Full on like standalone kind of thing.
Right. Because I've always enjoyed the single player, but it does feel like there's a lot more they could do with it.
Because before, it really, to your point, like it really was meant for a tutorial for you to do multiplayer.
Right.
And I get that the game's like soul is in the multiplayer, and I think that's totally fine. But yeah, if you're gonna go for it with the single player mode, like do something cool with
Especially
it.
when it comes to like world building, like we get these like offhanded like, oh, Splatoon exists after this great catastrophe in the world of humans. Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
Could we learn a little bit more about that?
Like the lore and the universe is so interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you can do a lot with that.
Yeah. I people may not feel this way. I've always felt like it would be great to have like a proper like main character in a Splatoon single player mode. Like it's fine to, make your character, but they're just this silent protagonist that feels like it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Whereas you could do so much more if you had a character who was more interactive.
Or like could have like dialogue or a backstory or something like that.
Right. It's like, I know Link doesn't talk either, but
Link is there for a reason, and there's something going on in his background.
Right.
Yeah, true.
I agree. I also would say like some sort of other mode. Again, it could have been as easy as taking that 3-way Splatfest and putting that into the regular rotations.
Yeah.
You and I are in the same boat where those ranked matches
they're not for me.
Are a little intimidating.
Yeah, they're definitely not for me. Even the way they positioned it in the direct intimidated me.
Right.
Like, they were like, you cannot do that. Literally, it was like verbatim. They said, you cannot do these until you significantly raise your rank.
Right.
I do not have the ability to raise my rank. Like, honestly, I can't do
F-
it.
for life.
Yeah, I can't. I've tried.
Yeah.
It's not like I haven't tried. I have totally tried, and I just can't do it. So it feels like that whole area of the game is just like cut off for me, or people like me.
So I like Turf War. I love Turf War, actually.
Yeah, me too.
I don't just like it. I love it. But it would be nice to have something else out of that ranked category that felt approachable. So even that 3-way Splatfest could have been something else to just give a bit more
just
variety.
Playfulness and like casualness to it.
Right.
Yeah, because it's so if I'm not doing just like non-ranked multiplayer mode, that's the only option for me. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I put out this like tweet saying like, oh, that direct could have been an email. I got a little bit roasted in the comments. It's fine. But like a lot of the comments were from people saying like, I played Splatoon 2 for 3,000 hours. You don't know what you're saying. It's like, you represent like 0.0001% of the player base. Right. And frankly, Nintendo needs players. Needs the people who aren't playing for 3,000 hours.
They need new players.
Right.
That's the thing. Like they they know they're going to sell the game to you.
Yeah.
That you've played for 3,000 hours. Of course you're going to get
Right.
Splatoon 3. They're not going to market to you anymore.
Right.
They should be trying to get a new audience
Right.
to make it, to make this game like really be successful.
Right.
That's what you need to do.
So it's a strange feeling and a strange position for me to have because like, yes, I'm critical of this game. Yes, I'm critical of the Direct. But at the same time,
I'm so excited.
I'm
about
gonna
it.
I'm gonna be dropping Xenoblade when this comes out, and Splatoon is just fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to enjoy it. This game might still end up on my like games of the year list.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm just saying like, oh, Splatoon's over, Splatoon sucks. It's like I just kind of want more for this series.
And like maybe after I play it, those things will be
Right.
fine. Like
And there's-
I'll just like maybe it's like you have to play it to know. Like
Right.
that happens too sometimes. So
Yeah,
like you have
yeah.
like once you play it, like it feels so good or something like that. Like it just feels right, everything feels good. Like maybe that's gonna be the thing that makes me
Yeah.
like reinvigorates
Yeah.
my love
You know-
for Splatoon.
One other thing I'll say is most series eventually settle into a formula.
Yeah.
And it just feels too soon for Splatoon
Such a
to
new
settle
franchise.
into this
They don't
formula.
need to.
It's only the third game.
Yeah.
So creatively rich. It just feels like there's a lot of other things for them to experiment with and explore before they just say, all right, this very narrow view is just what it is, and we're just going to iterate on this for the rest of time.
I hope not, because this is one of those things where Nintendo, while they have such like, staple franchises, it does sometimes feel like here's another Mario game, here's another Zelda game, Like when Splatoon came out for the first time, we were all just blown away by how creative and innovative it is. And for them to lose that spirit so early in the game's life is like kind of sad. So I hope that doesn't happen. Maybe the DLC will be like what the experiments are or something else. I agree that there's lots of like really cool updates. Some of those new stages look great. The QL stuff looks good. There's still a lot of personality in the game. That's new environment seems really cool. So I think there's still like lots to be excited about. But I just didn't see like the things that was important to me.
One other thing I'll say is the title direct, individual game direct formula is not really working for me or holding up. I feel like it may be time to rethink that because in this, we saw this with the Xenoblade Direct 2. It's like you spend so much time recapping stuff they've already talked about.
Yeah.
It's like, who is this for? Like, everybody who's up at 6 a.m. watching this
Probably knows all
of this stuff. It's like, I know how Turf War works. You don't need to spend 20 minutes out of your 30-minute presentation going through the basics. I was asking myself, like, if this was just a trailer drop, would I have felt this way?
There's like so much
expectation
with a direct,
Right.
especially a title direct, because the whole point of these is that, when Nintendo conceived of having title directs, the reasoning is that there's so much nuanced information, new news to share about a game. We have to take 30, 40 minutes for an individual, to give an individual game that attention. But like, if they're just going to recap stuff.
Yeah, so I think I just,
the point?
they'll probably keep doing these. I just need to readjust
Your expectations.
and just expect, like, this is going to be mostly a rehash.
Yeah.
With a few little details sprinkled in.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
So were we wrong? What is your, in the aftermath of that dust up?
Maybe I came off a little too harsh. I don't want to.
Flip-flopping? Are you flip-flopping?
No, I'm not. I think that the things that I wanted to see, I honestly did not see.
Right.
But I don't want to discount the things that still are pretty cool for this new upcoming Splatoon game that I'm still excited about.
Yeah.
So it's not like, boo, I hate Splatoon now. Like, it's not like that at all. Like, I love Splatoon. I'm gonna play the game. But it's like what I really wanted to see. I honestly did not see it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with me. I'm critical because I care. I'm very happy for everybody who, gave the big thumbs up on that direct.
Yeah.
I will be there playing with you. Maybe not in those ranked matches.
No, because we cannot.
But I'm still very much looking forward to the game. But it's always good to look for opportunities where You can have more.
Exactly.
We deserve it.
We do. We do deserve it. The game deserves it. That franchise deserves it because that is such a cool thing that Nintendo has, and they shouldn't let that opportunity pass
This is
by.
where I pound the table. I'm the Vista King! Don't you know who you're dealing with?
I like break this thing.
I'll give your Vista a thumb down. Don't break this. This takes a long time to build. It's very fragile.
Very sturdy, actually.
There's more news.
More news.
These are some little stories to round it out.
Yeah.
There was this little bit that came out. This was in so this, I don't know if you read the full story of this. This was a case that was happening in South America for the Microsoft Activision acquisition.
Yep.
And there was a filing for Microsoft, and I'll just read what it says. Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been hampered by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth, was something that Microsoft noted. Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services. And this got people talking a little bit of like, wow, these companies are really going to a lot of lengths to step on each other's toes.
Yeah, drawing some blood.
Were you surprised at this?
I mean, not really, because I think Game Pass is Microsoft's like big differentiating factor and their big focus. So from like a business perspective, I think they're going to be cutthroat about it.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to do whatever they can to keep that as an attractive thing for players, Because if they don't have that, then what do they have, really?
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of these agreements is a bit of a shadowy thing.
It is. It's very true. Yeah.
People who work in business development are built different, as they say, for a number of reasons. I'm not surprised at this at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure
there's some backdoor.
Yeah, there's always
feelings.
some incentive that you can give a partner to want to do something or not do something.
Absolutely.
For a competitor, it's really whatever you can cook up.
Exactly.
I do wonder now that Sony has kind of its equivalent to Game Pass. Are they saying like, well, if you put it on Game Pass, you have to put it on ours? I wonder how that now is changing the equation for these sorts of conversations. Of course, Nintendo's just sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Saying, fax me your proposal.
That guy went to Platinum, so who's there now? We don't even know.
Yeah, so I wasn't super shocked at this. It is a good little glimpse into the backroom dealings.
Yeah.
I mean, again, hopefully, there's nothing that is, going to end up poorly for the ultimate player, but, these companies are businesses. They want to make $1 and a cent.
That's right. And I think the other thing is that hopefully it does not have any negative repercussions for is the developer. I think for the developer, they just want to get their games out to as many people as possible. So and for the player, it's kind of the same thing. You just want as many options as possible for you to play a game.
Yeah.
So
I've long been curious of the agreements for Game Pass and now PlayStation Plus where the game is just free.
Right.
I wonder, I don't know financially
how that works.
I remember,
do you buy the rights?
I remember when we visited Psionics, we spoke with the person there who helped to broker that
deal,
and they said it was so harrowing because that was really one of the first games to come out with that model.
Right.
And it was like, is this going to put us out of business?
Yeah.
And obviously,
are we making a huge mistake?
Right. Obviously, it worked out great for them and they got acquired by Epic. But I would love to know more.
It's a risk, though.
Right, but
putting your product out for free.
Do you just get a lump sum and some percentage of the every download? Do you get a little bit? How does it work?
It's got to be a royalty, right?
I mean,
it's kind of like the music.
This is the new.
When you put it on Spotify, put it on Apple Music.
Oh no!
It's the same thing.
Taylor Swift is in the poorhouse because of Spotify.
Exactly.
Oh no!
The sweaters, though.
If Taylor Swift can't cut it, what are we gonna do?
She's a sad fall girl. We're ruined.
Oh,
it's over for
my
us.
PSL. I'm gonna spill it. Oh no.
You can spill it. Your Halloween costume that you got in July.
I'm gonna do a spit take with my PSL. Oh no, those are coming back soon.
I know.
I shouldn't have. Oh, you just. Now I hate fall now.
There's gonna be lots of Instagram photos of the PSL with the leaves.
The carefully arranged leaves.
Yeah, the leaves. You gotta have the leaves. And then also your boots.
I take it back. I'll take the 95 degrees days for 3 more months.
Back to the summer vibes. Sad girl fall is coming.
Shin-chan, save me.
Sad girl fall is coming.
All right, last story. Bad news for Nintendo. A new
Once
labor
again.
complaint. So this seemed very similar to the last one,
Yeah, it is,
where it involved the contract workers and the hiring agency that they use with the contract
Yeah.
workers. I'll just run through some of the details here. Accuses Nintendo of interfering with, quote, concerted activities of workers, including possible retaliation and coercion. Happened in August. It's a little bit vague, they note, but, you know, it ain't good. That's the long and
I
short.
was hoping that after the first story came out, there would be some sort of like introspection on the Nintendo side to like help to alleviate these ongoing issues.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, who knows what's going on behind closed doors, obviously, but with complaints continuing to come out, doesn't seem like that's really happening, which is very disappointing.
I have to imagine something happened because that press was, you know, that went on for a number of weeks. It was just like new story with new details, and it was a bad, you know, bad storyline for them. I'm sure something happened, but I think maybe this speaks to just how ingrained this kind of activity is. It's hard to like get it out of your system,
your leadership,
you know?
And stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know,
It's really sad.
It would be
It's
such
terrible.
a hard right turn to, you know, treat these people in a dignity and respect and as part of your employee base.
Come on.
It's just, it might just take more of these, unfortunately, to get there. These stories keep coming out. Maybe that will help be an incentive.
Exactly. That's the only not good thing. But this is the only like positive path, I think, is if more of these stories are public and there's more conversation around like what the right thing to do is, maybe there's more incentive for Nintendo. Yeah. Yikes.
On to some questions. We got good ones
from our wonderful Patreon community.
Our first question is from Kai X. You've mentioned some of the changes in Nintendo since Mr. Iwata's passing and Reggie's retirement. Do you think the era of Nintendo really caring about and interacting with its fan base is over? Or do you think we might see a Nintendo renaissance, a Nintendo-sance, if you will, where the company treats business like a conversation instead of a monologue?
Ooh.
Well...
Not the sense that I got when I left Nintendo. For me, it felt like the walls were closing in more and more every day, which contributed to why I wanted to leave. The thing with Nintendo, from my experience, maybe from our collective experience, is that, especially from a cultural standpoint, you know, this idea of it not being this monolithic corporation that is only doing its thing and not really listening to outside factors. That sort of attitude was really coming from Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Europe. So if you don't have somebody in those territories that's really like telling Japan what's what and really advocating for it like we had in Reggie, it just doesn't happen. In Japan they don't really think like that, I feel.
The thing that's also hard about these is as these conversations escalate, it often the question ends up being like, well, how many more units am I going to sell if I do this thing that you want to do?
Yeah, and you can't quantify
and it's like,
that.
it's so reductive to just boil it down to that because there are so many benefits, long-term benefits beyond just like, oh, I sold a unit. I'm proud of that unit.
Yeah, we had so many conversations about that, and it's painful to like have that.
And at the same
discussion.
time, like you honestly can't really prove that for anything that you're doing.
No.
So it's like, well, how many copies did this ad sell? You actually can't answer that question.
Right.
But people love advertising, and they get millions and millions of dollars to make ads.
Right.
So it is a strange line of discussion when it's like, well, you can't prove that, you know, responding to a social media comment is going to move a unit, so beat it.
Yeah, so we don't want to do this at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially because a lot of this idea, you know, of interacting with fans or just being more community driven involves new and sort of untested tactics that freaks them out, frankly. And to your point, like it doesn't quote unquote like quantify into a sale.
Yeah.
So they're just not interested. They're not interested in it.
Yeah, I think the only thing that will change this is the business, you know, taking a bit of a downturn.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, which it eventually will. It's just the natural flow of things.
Cyclical nature
There's a cycle.
of it. Yes.
And, you know, it may not be as bad as the Wii U. I certainly hope it's not for them. But, you know, there will come a time When you need to say, hey, we got to do something.
Yeah.
People aren't caring as much or we're not selling as much, and you start to go a little bit into the category of stuff that you didn't feel like you had to do, or you didn't have to stoop to the depths of, debasing yourself to
respond to
a fan comment.
Yeah.
And it's not that they hate the fans, but it's just their view of the relationship between a company of fans is very different from other companies.
Exactly.
Yeah. Colin SM has a question that I have a great answer for.
Oh.
So hopefully you have one too.
Okay.
Do you guys have a favorite C or D list Nintendo franchise you want to see make a comeback? For the sake of convenience, let's categorize that as a franchise that don't have a playable character in Smash.
Okay.
Mach Rider, Stunt Race, Murasame Castle. Is there anyone or anything that you deserves to be revitalized and become a star? As you think I'm going to go.
Okay.
Excitebots.
Oh, Excitebots.
Oh boy, Excitebots is so good.
That's a good one.
I liked Excite Truck.
Yeah.
But Excitebots was on a whole other
What
level.
was that on?
Wii.
Okay.
That was one of the first games that I worked on after I joined. That was really like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this game's coming out in 3 months. We have not announced it. What should we do? It's like, well, you should announce it.
Yeah.
And the racing was so intense and frenetic. I remember that had like good online play. There was a lot of different like choices and like customizing your bot. And it was just neat.
It's just cool.
And it had good like motion controls.
That one didn't have really good motion controls.
Oh, I really want that back.
That could be easy on Switch.
I know. Or just do Excitebots. Just port it.
Just port it, yeah.
That's a move that's a unit that would move.
Will it though?
How many units? I don't think
it would actually move.
I think the sales for Excitebots were quite bad.
Pretty bad, yeah. I have one.
But as the Vista King, I demand it.
You're not the Excitebot king.
I don't care.
You're not the bot king.
I need to be appeased. I must be appeased.
You need a bot. You need to be excited
Lest these relations turn sour.
These backroom dealings.
Yes. Please.
Over like a chicken wing and a sake.
I'm groveling.
Mine is Pilot Wings.
Oh, yes.
I love Pilot Wings. I love a good flight sim, but a Nintendo flight sim is like the best. It's like very whimsical.
Pilot Wings is great.
Let's get a Pilot Wings.
I love that. It's a great choice.
That'd be great.
Captain Alex has a good visual aid as well. Make sure you look at that if you're watching on video. We'll explain it if not. What the heck was Nintendo thinking with this? That's it. That's the question. Did they not expect to get ridiculed for how ridiculous this is? So this is a Wii U Pro Controller with a Wii Remote kind of like rubber banded
onto it.
Do you remember what this is?
Oh my gosh. I remember seeing this image, but I don't remember what game it was for.
I am pretty sure that this is from original Splatoon. And remember, it was you could play with the gamepad, but some people were like, well, I don't want to. I want to play with the gamepad. Or excuse me, with the Pro Controller. So that's how you could achieve the motion, was by duct taping your Wii Remote to the controller, which I guess
it would work in concept.
If that's really how you wanted to do it, I guess that would work.
It's a weird solution to
I mean, this is a good microcosm of the whole Wii U
era.
I told you, like, I have this Wii U hooked up now, and every now and then I just turn it on to like look at something, and then I turn it off 5 minutes later.
But why do you look at something?
It is ridiculous how many combinations of controllers and like, oh, I'm sorry, I need the sensor bar, which is constantly falling down.
Right.
And it's like,
technology wasn't there back
why
in the
do
day.
I need so many controllers? It was! Why do I need so many controllers to just turn this thing on? Oh my goodness.
When you developed it in a fax machine.
Thank goodness we were past that.
Yeah, this is one of those
truly ridiculous.
This is a Wii U Band-Aid situation, is like I like to call it. It's like we don't have a good solution for it.
Did anybody out there play like this? I want to know. Leave a comment.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Daniel has a question. Hello to both of y'all. I have some burning questions regarding a particular weekly news show that Nintendo used to produce. Growing up, I used to love watching Nintendo Week with Gary and Allison on the Wii's Nintendo channel. It was essentially my primary source of news and information about upcoming video games during my prepubescent years, before I was ever allowed regular access to the internet. Some of the sketches, recurring characters, and story arcs between episodes are genuinely still funny to this day. My questions are as follows. Were either of you involved in the production of the show? If so, what roles did you take on? Can you perhaps provide insight as to why the show abruptly ended in early 2012? Any answers to these questions at all would provide closure to this topic that's been bothering me for over a decade.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you. Closure. We can achieve that.
We can achieve the closure for you.
Now, this is a question that I think we answered very early on in the podcast.
Yeah, but now we have all these new people.
Daniel needs closures, though, so we need to address it again.
We need to satisfy Daniel. Yeah, so...
And I have a hidden agenda for adding this.
Oh, I know what it is. So yes, Nintendo Week was a show that was produced by our web team.
Right.
And Gary and Allison were basically hired actors, scripted and hired actors that would come and do this news show. You're right, this was before the time of like really true social media. I don't even think Nintendo had a social media team at that point. Kit and I are both on the PR team and doing very traditional media stuff. So this was very much a produced, scripted, actors type of news web show that our online team.
Would you say this is a little ahead of its time, though? To have original programming for your device?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is very much a really innovative idea.
Right.
We actually were very close with the person that was leading this. I believe this person is still at Nintendo. He's now living in Japan.
Went by the nickname of Hollywood-san.
Hollywood-san, we used to call him. He was awesome. He was the coolest guy. But he produced this show. We did have some involvement. There was a couple of...
Well, I don't know if I'd call it involvement.
Okay. What would you call it?
We helped on a couple segments.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, that was a Hollywood-san joint.
Yeah. No, in terms of we didn't produce the show or anything like that, but we were on some segments. We did some light collaborations. Hollywood-san.
You were on a segment?
I was on a segment. Yeah.
Really? For what?
So. I think it was for...
Oh, we gotta dig this up.
I can't remember what it was.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Oh,
but
no.
I had to memorize a script.
Maybe Daniel knows. That was the thing that the script, and it was in the very legalese approved.
Yeah.
The Excitebots video game
for the Wii system. It was horrible. Yeah. We did a couple of things, but we were never
not our responsibility.
Not our responsibility since we were not on the web team. What are some of your?
And then why did it end?
Why did it end? Yes. Yeah, I think it ended because it was quite expensive for them to produce the show, and there was towards the end of the life of Nintendo Week, there was other ways for Nintendo to get the news out to fans. Right. We had YouTube then. There was an easier way for them to just get the news out there without having to do this weekly show.
Yeah. So. It was also getting to be the end of the Wii life cycle.
That's right.
Which this was kind of made for. So it was a bit of a businessy decision. I think they probably could have kept going with it, honestly.
Right.
They did have the kind of on 3DS. They had some on-device segments with the host Jesse.
Yes,
who was great. Yeah. We hear from so many people that really liked the show.
Right.
It seems like they probably could have made a good case to continue.
Now they have the Switch News channel.
Right.
That is run by basically the same
kind of
team.
The same extension of
Hollywood-san no longer lives in the U.S., so not running it
But
anymore.
There's no really dedicated video for that necessarily.
Right. That would be cool, though.
Yeah.
I think people would watch it on Switch.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, my ulterior motive is I want to ask the good people watching this episode, would they like to see us do some sort of crossover with Gary and Allison?
Yeah. We do know them.
I did a little bit of research on how I might reach out to them.
Yeah. Could be fun.
Maybe I could do it. Maybe not. If I click, no thank you. I don't know. But would you like to see us try? Is my question. I think that could be fun.
We'd definitely be willing to. It'd be
that'd
fun to look at it from two different perspectives.
Right. Okay. Frulia has a question that we could spend literally hours answering.
Frulia has really good questions like this. Yeah.
What are some Nintendo corporate buzzwords and phrases that drive you crazy? So it's interesting. Most of the buzzwords and phrases really could apply to any company.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just kind of generic corporate speak. There was really only one that is unique to Nintendo that bothered me.
Okay, you go ahead.
Well, it was just the whole company mantra of putting smiles on faces, which I think is a great mantra. I think it is so simple and so perfect for the company, but it just got driven into the ground.
That's true.
Is the sad truth of it. Everything was like, and it was done in such a trite way. It's like, we have to do this so we can put the smiles on the faces. Or like people would start like a PowerPoint presentation with like a picture of like a
smiling child,
a smiling kid, and be like, I want to remind everybody of our solemn mission to put smiles on faces.
That happened a lot.
Like young Johnny here, and it's like, I don't know.
Or like the end of presentation, they would go through like really boring, dry.
Do you need a violin to accompany this? Like,
yeah, it'd be like the boringest, driest sales data, and then they'd be like, and then the most important metric of all, and then they click through like 5 slides of smiling children and be like, putting smiles.
So
on
it's a
faces.
bummer because again, I think it's a perfect mission that like the company really believes in, but it just got overused and used in the wrong places at the wrong times by the wrong people.
To curry favor and sympathy with an executive.
I'm out on this. Yeah. Exactly.
It was to suck up so you can get your budget.
Look how committed I am to this.
Get your budget approved.
To the vision.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm so into the vision.
Mine is slightly related to yours, which is another type, like Nintendo Wii, like company mantra, which is to surprise and delight.
Oh yeah.
Which is also something that, again, is very simple and like good, but this was also used like against us so many times where like just annoyed me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we need to like at all costs, at the risk of everything, make sure there's like absolutely no leaks or no we need to manage these expectations.
It was used as a threat.
So we can maintain the surprise and delight of our fans. I'm like, okay, this was
protect it with your life.
It's supposed to be fun, but you just made it seem like I'm going to like prison if I don't do this. But yeah, it would be like it absolutely be used as like a threat,
right?
Especially around like big shows like E3 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like we must maintain the element of
surprise
and delight.
You're it.
Yeah,
come with me. I'm gonna put this bag over your head.
Exactly. It's like I'm being taken away to like some sort of like POW camp or something. So that was really annoying. I did not enjoy that. There's a lot more.
What about other just general corporate buzzwords? What are some of your least favorite of those?
I also didn't like the stupid abbreviations, which I think this is very corporate-y. Like, instead of saying like January, February, March, people would always say JFM.
Yeah.
Just say January, February, March, or Q1 or whatever.
Q1 is less letters and syllables than JFM.
Yeah. Then they got really O&D.
And the only reason I think they use that
JFM?
is because you can't keep track of the calendar year and the fiscal year, in which case you might have some problems with your life. I can't keep track of these years. There's too many years. I'm juggling too many years.
It's like 2 different things, but whatever. But yes.
Which Q1 are we talking about? I need to know.
Q1 FY23 is actually where
that's right.
We're actually in Q3 FY23 right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, FY23 because it's.
I'll look. I can only live in one calendar at a time. All right, I'm not that
the
advanced.
Mayan calendar and
advanced.
the lunar calendar and the.
I won't do it.
Germanic calendar.
I will not.
So it became JFM. It became O&D.
That was
October,
annoying,
November, December.
That just happened like out of the blue one day.
And then
everybody started using it.
Somebody was using this phrase before I caught on. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? What do you mean? What's a JFM?
You mean you don't know? Dummy.
Yeah, then I felt stupid. I was like, dang it. Like, don't be that person that, God forbid, you raise your hand in a meeting. You don't know what JFM means.
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm confused. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
I don't like, these both end with the word up. Plussed up. I don't like that.
A plussed up.
Buttoned up.
A buttoned up.
I really don't like that. You've been guilty of using that on occasion. Needs to be buttoned up.
Because someone.
That's another one where you say it when you're afraid.
Yeah.
It needs to be buttoned up.
We need to be more buttoned
we're gonna
up.
Get teared to shreds.
We're gonna get worked if we're not buttoned.
That meeting is not going to go well if we're not buttoned up.
Button these buttons up.
Need the world's biggest collar and can't breathe.
Like a Queen Victoria collar. Button it up. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't like those.
I don't like those either. I also didn't really like the buzzwords that a lot of people used in reports.
Such as?
Like, we need to be data and insights driven.
Oh, sure.
Like, please, or like they'll leave you comments or
Yeah,
whatever in
yeah.
your presentation and be like, what is the data behind this? I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, do you know what you're asking for? You don't.
Yeah, a lot of times they don't.
I'm gonna lie to you
Yeah.
and tell you what the data says, and you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know diddly
that is
squat
one
about
of
it.
those like, look how smart I am
You
comments.
liar. You fraud. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
All right, we need to move on. Gartooth. Interesting question. Which shooter sequel are you more excited for? Overwatch 2 or Splatoon 3?
man.
I feel like Splatoon 3 will be more exciting at launch with more to offer, but Overwatch 2 is also free to play and will have that new co-op story mode in a year or two. I will make an admission, I have not thought about Overwatch in quite a long time.
Me too.
But I like Overwatch.
I do too. I'm not good at that either.
And they have their beta starting like really soon.
Yeah, so maybe I should get back into Overwatch.
Yeah, as I read this question, I was like, I should do that.
Yeah. I mean, we already talked a lot about Splatoon.
Right.
I mean, we're both excited about Splatoon for sure. But this co-op story mode is very intriguing to me. That's what Splatoon should have.
Co-op would be great.
Co-op story
I
mode
do
would
feel
be
like
so fun.
Overwatch 2 has had kind of a weird trajectory.
Yeah, it's
where,
like popular, not popular.
where it's like,
yeah.
what is this? Like,
Yeah.
what is the content? Or it's like, I mean, frankly, a little bit similar to what we've been talking about Splatoon 3.
Yeah,
Is like,
yeah.
could this just have been an update to the main game?
Right.
But, no, I mean, I'm again, a very casual fan of,
I need to
of
catch
Overwatch,
up on the
but
Overwatch news.
feels like, yeah, it might be worth us checking out. Jake Morabito has a question. Hi, Kit and Krysta. Have you noticed that none of the spin-off Mario games, for example, Mario Party, Mario Sports, Mario Kart, have incorporated locales or characters from Super Mario Odyssey? Makes you think. For example, games like Super Mario Party on Switch decided to pull from 3D World assets and earlier, even though it was released well after Odyssey. Why do you think Nintendo is reluctant to incorporate these great areas and level designs like the Sand Kingdom and new characters like the Bonatours, Uproot, etc.? Or does this go back to the Paper Mario Origami King thing where Nintendo prefers to use generic characters? Would love to hear your take on this. I hadn't really thought about this.
Yeah.
I will
That's a good
say,
question.
Mario Golf did add the New Donk City course,
That's true.
which I've tried, and I think
That
it's
was really fun, actually.
that was great. It was really just like they just took
They literally just
the
took
the model
map
of the city
and then just placed it
and
in
built
this
around
game.
that, which
Yeah.
was neat.
Yeah.
But this is a good point.
Yeah, this is a really good
Is
point.
this a conspiracy?
Probably yes.
Do I need to
Why?
retreat to my bunker?
Throw
I
away
might.
the key. I think your question about characters, though, the characters for sure for these like more like spin-off games are very much in the camp of like, let's use the most well recognizable Mushroom Kingdom characters.
What people associate with Mario. Whereas
Right.
I think Odyssey was maybe a little
Spin-off
out there,
yeah.
And maybe took some risks.
Pauline was. They do include Pauline.
Right,
in
you
things.
do see her a lot more now.
She's maybe the only one that's made it out of the
Yeah.
Odyssey Kingdom
Yeah,
universe. Yeah. Locations I'm a little intrigued by because again those locations are all super cool and easy to add to these different things. You know, I could see them fitting in really well in Mario Party or any Mario sports game or Mario
just get
Kart.
more New Donk City, please. Please.
But they even have a song. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Get the most use out of it, you know?
Yeah, some of the
Yeah.
other areas of Odyssey, I don't know, they might, if you didn't play that game, you might not,
Not
understand the
recognize it.
association
Yeah.
immediately,
Yeah.
but that one,
The New Donk City for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Yes.
All right, Josh Rieg. Hi, thanks for the podcast and the entertainment. You are very welcome. I had a question regarding a Nintendo Minute that aired right after the November 2015 Nintendo Direct, where you had a few content creators on to talk about the Direct. It was a pre-recorded segment, meaning they of course got to see the Direct early. I also remember this Direct being after a hiatus after the passing of Satoru Iwata, and Direct rumors were crazy at the time. What was it like getting a creator to see a presentation like this early? What kind of precautions were in place to make sure info didn't leak? Is there a reason Nintendo has never really done anything like this again? Also, mini question within a question. How early did you both typically get to know about games in development? Well, the main question. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Gerard was there.
Right?
I remember him the most of all.
Yeah, yeah.
So this was an experiment that we wanted to try because we had noted that there was so many creators that were doing these reaction videos, and we were trying to sort of feel out, and we were still like early in the Nintendo Creator Program at the time, and trying to understand this, how to work with this kind of segment of people, and got the permission to do this. It was pretty challenging to get nowadays, I would say. I think we got like some special like leeway, I think, to get them to allow them to see the direct early. We actually brought them into our office, and we sat them in a room, closed the door, and then had them record their reaction. But we were sitting like right in front of the window, looking at them to make sure nothing happened.
It was very much like the people that we
totally
trusted the most,
yeah.
and we would get asked. I was like, oh, why don't you guys do a reaction? But it's like, well, we actually can't.
Yeah, it's not authentic
because we know. Like for our quote real jobs, we know what's in
going to be in it.
So we would have to fake it, which wouldn't be good.
We're not going to be doing.
So that's why you may have noticed we never did like a reaction to anything.
Yeah.
Basically.
Now we get to do them. It's really fun.
Right. And there was a time before Nintendo Direct, it kind of hit that level shortly after this. There was still time where it's like, gosh, we need to get this Nintendo Direct thing off the ground. Mm-hmm. Like, what are some ideas we could do to promote it?
Yeah.
Like, we need to do all these other things around it. And this was one of the ideas we came with that people let us do. After that, it became, no, this is so big, and the confidentiality is so important.
It's so important.
We're not doing any of this stuff anymore.
Yeah, ever again.
And it's just going to be its own thing. It's going to blow up, and it does.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll ever do it again. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, they don't, because they
don't need to.
Do not need to at all.
Yeah.
Link, do you think Pokemon?
You didn't answer his second question.
Rats. How early did you both typically get to know about games and development? There was no like exact formula.
Yeah, some games you get to know a little bit earlier than others. Maybe like a year.
Yeah, for the earliest, maybe a year.
A year.
Yeah.
I would say a year. We said to know,
and then
like
at the shortest, maybe 6-ish.
7 to 6 months.
Months, unless it was like a really like under the radar, like eShop only.
Yeah,
kind of
you don't
thing.
need that much time to market it. So yeah.
Link, do you think Pokemon will ever be able to recreate the surge in popularity that Go created? What would it take?
That was such a phenomenon, moment in time. That was so cool. I think they can. I think Pokemon is a big enough, recognizable franchise that people, like, you just have that going for you. Like, if you go on the street and you ask 20 people, do you know who Pikachu is? Or you show them a picture of Pikachu, like, I think more than half would be able to tell you who this character is. And I think they have that going for them. So I think what it would take is, like, the easiest barrier to entry. Like, obviously having the game on a phone that everybody had and not having to have a gaming device, Pokemon Go that is, made a pretty easy barrier for people. Mm-hmm. Like, my mother was playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So it just takes something like that. Like, if it was as easy as possible for people, you still have the popularity of the franchise going for you, that you don't need to, like, do that part of the job, you know? So I think it could happen again.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. But that just felt like such a once-in-a-lifetime kind of phenomenon.
Really?
Like, that's definitely in the top. Like, it's up there with, like, Wii Mania.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, like, those might be, like, the top 3, like, global phenomenons of gaming that I've ever seen. So, I mean, I don't know what it would take. It seems hard to top that, though. I mean, that was just, like, you would just, like, go any street, anywhere, and everybody's just, like, looking at their phone, throwing Pokeballs.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. You can get BTS.
Oh.
And they're going to do a whole concert tour for a year.
Okay.
Pokemon. Themed. Music.
Right.
Movies. Videos. Then you get it. You get a phenomenon.
It's a phenomenon, but it would be... I mean, the thing that was so unique about that, it was like anywhere you looked, it was happening.
Okay.
It was not like, oh, I'm playing this game in my house, or I'm going to a venue. It was just everywhere. That's what was crazy.
Pokemon were around us everywhere.
It was so fun.
It was so fun.
I loved that.
Me too.
That was such a fun time.
I think I'm going to keep hope alive that there is something that will unify our collective interests and capture us all at the same time again.
Oh, I just solved it.
What?
Pokemon Go 2. That's the answer.
Plus BTS.
It was so easy. It was so easy. Nebula asks,
Go to.
one of my favorite, this is all you, by the way, my favorite Nintendo videos has to be Reggie's Animal Crossing Newly House Tour. It has the perfect vibe. In the kitchen, I have a ton of great stuff. Here's a TV that looks like an apple. His send-off of, that's all time I've got. I've got to get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS is a line I still use in my daily life. Truly iconic. I've always wondered who put his house together. Did Reggie himself have a hand in it, or was it one of you marketing folks? I'd love to hear anything more about that underrated gem of video.
It's underrated? I don't think it's underrated. This is one of my favorite things that I ever worked on at Nintendo, and it for a lot of reasons. One, because it was such a cool idea, and we weren't really on YouTube and doing videos beyond trailers.
Yeah.
The second thing, of course, is getting a chance to work with Reggie. And Reggie is truly like an amazing, like he's just like an avid Animal Crossing fan and he loves Animal Crossing. But the problem we had was that we had a very short window of time to like make the video before the game came out.
Right.
So we did have to help him get the items. So Reggie had sent over like this Excel list basically of all the items that he wanted. And we were like his little Animal Crossing like shoppers. So there was probably about, let's say about like 10 of us, mainly on the marketing team, mainly on the communications team.
I was not asked.
You were not asked. There was also a person in the treehouse that was sort of leading the group and helping to organize. Ringmaster. You might remember her. Her name is Chico. She lit things on fire in Breath of the Wild. And she's like the most awesome person ever. I love Chico. But yeah, so we would literally every single day we would go and see if we had the item in our store. If we did, we'd buy it and give it to Reggie. The other thing we needed to do was just give him a lot of bells so he could like upgrade his house. So we were like the Chinese gold farmers. Like we were.
You were getting shaken down.
We were like we had to
like holding you up like what you got in there.
We had to meet quota. Like every day, we had to send like at least 100,000 bells.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have to do
And
this.
so I remember so clearly, like me and producer Stephanie are both in the farming, the Animal Crossing, like labor lands or whatever. And her and I used to carpool to work. So she was driving, and I was frantically like at sunset catching the really expensive beetles.
Gosh.
And I was like, Stephanie, I'm not gonna make it. Chico's gonna be mad. What do I do?
Chico's gonna get you.
She's like, just keep catching. It's okay. You can make it. You can make it. And I think it was like the very last minute. Chico's like, open your gate. Open your gate and come, and so I can come in and get your stuff. And I was like, okay.
What if you said no? Wouldn't have gone well for you. Would not have gone well for you.
She'd be so mad. And then we were like super involved. In actually like producing that video too. Like I remember like sitting with Reggie when he was doing the voiceovers, and it was so cute too because we were like, you should like really interact with all the items. So yeah, he would like go and turn off the TV. I remember like we made a bedspread with his face on it. The customized thing, and I was like, roll around the bed. He was like, okay. It was so much fun. It was literally one of the most fond memories I have, even though it was a little scary. But truly iconic.
All right. Simon wants to know, are there any stories regarding Beyonce violently tapping or stabbing the DS for the Rhythm Heaven ad? How is that during production? Nobody reaches out and whispers, hey, that might be too much or an incorrect use of the system. If Simon wants to do that with Beyonce, be my guest.
Yeah, Simon, you can do it.
Please.
No one can tell Beyonce what to do.
I was not at this ad shoot, were you?
I was not at this one.
I think we know the person who was.
Yeah.
On all of these ad shoots, there is always somebody from the treehouse to ensure the proper
usage.
depiction or usage of the products. Very important job.
Yeah, to make sure your fingers are placed correctly.
Actors who are maybe seeing this for the first time.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that this person gave Beyonce a very thorough
demonstration
and said, please do not stab the Nintendo DS family of systems. But guess what? Beyonce is going to do what she wants to do, and you're not going to get in the way of it.
She surely is. Queen Bee is going to do what she wants.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, and I'm sure at that point they were like, we only have 5 minutes to get the shot.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes with Beyonce.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
And this is what we got to do.
Could you tap a little bit? Beat it.
She did bedazzle one of the things.
Who has that? That would be a great thing to get. All I have is a GameCube signed by Evanescence. There's like a million GameCubes signed by Evanescence
That's so weird.
that you would find.
There's also one time a Maroon 5. I don't have that one. Oh my gosh. It's so weird.
Wait, a Maroon 5 GameCube?
Yes.
I got one that I thought was signed by Evanescence, but then I compared it with somebody who actually had the Evanescence, and they're like, no, this is like Papa Roach or something like really like awful. It's like, oh man, I wanted the Evanescence.
Oh, Evanescence.
Maroon 5, that's like big time.
That's big time.
Our last question is from Sneezekov. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right. Please correct us for the future if not.
Yes.
Hi, Kit and Krysta. I was wondering, do you have or remember using or playing in the past rare Nintendo products in games? Anything from prototypes to industrial demos? Thanks. Here is an example of one I found on Yahoo Auctions. And this is some sort of a like prototype or special use
The
cartridge
McDonald's DS.
for Nintendo DS. The only thing that comes to mind, well, so there's two things. When we had like Street Pass distributions in public, there were special like versions of the hardware that they used that they would enclose like in these boxes and like hide away.
Right.
Like I remember, or this was even pre-Street Pass on DS. Mm-hmm. At Pokemon events, we would sometimes do special distributions.
Oh, and then
I remember you would
something
sometimes
bad
have to
happened.
staff those stations. No, nothing bad. You were at the Genesect station.
I was, but that's because somebody hacked it.
Oh, that's right. That
was bad.
That did happen. People were hacking what the distribution was.
So we had to go stand. I had to
Right.
stand there
And
and make sure no one
that
hacked
became a
it.
whole issue. But there was some special stuff there.
Yeah.
There was also a special system that was called an SES
Yeah,
that I don't think
yeah.
they make anymore.
They don't
that-
make those anymore.
It was basically a Wii that was adapted to connect to the internet, so you could
Right.
like download
Download, like-
games.
And you can download things into the Mi Plaza and stuff like that.
Right, and you could
Yeah.
there was even also a DS that would connect to this SES system so that you could get games for that. It would like play it through the Wii.
Right,
Via
that's right.
very like
very
strange.
like antiquated
Like
system.
it looks like it is not meant for public.
You also have to staff the SES because we had to make sure that nothing bad came through.
Or have it bolted to your desk. Like this was what we would give to
Get
media.
chained.
Yeah,
It's
this
like
was
a locking key.
literally drilled into
Metal.
right.
Or your ankles, whatever comes first.
Right. So we would give those to the media so they could review games.
Some media didn't want it.
I don't. Do you know any? Do you have any other examples of these
thought
that we
yeah.
directly encountered?
Those are probably, and like there's definitely like demos, like special
Sure,
demos
sure.
that they would, again, they would be very like secure
Yeah,
in like an we call them interactives.
Right.
They would be like these cases.
Yeah,
So if you go to a trade show, for example, those are all like, well, nowadays you don't have to do that anymore. But before it was like a disc.
Right.
Remember that one time where I had that special disc of Call of Duty for a press tour?
Do not tell that story now. Save that.
Okay.
Save that story.
Then
That's a
you guys
good.
don't
That's a
get
good
to know that
cliffhanger.
story.
And that is the end of our Q&A.
Wow.
Zip it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Time to shout out our amazing superstars.
Yeah.
Ready?
Are you starting or am I?
I will start.
All right.
Here we go. Aaron Hash.
Jordan Collette.
Kiss My Flapjack.
Mike Chin.
Paul Gale Network.
Rain Tech.
Redbird.
Roy Eschke.
Simon Barrera.
Switching it up _
The Shark Among Men.
and VGM Life. Yay! Standing O for the superstars.
Woohoo! Okay. Now, moving on to One Up Club graduation.
Correct.
I will start
Can I
one-
start for once? You always start.
Fine.
I'm keeping you on your toes. A. Ron Burgundy.
Adam Edwards.
Jean Malari.
Alejandro.
Alexandra Pratt.
Angela Bycroft.
Bagel.
Ben Ekhorn.
Bettina Tang.
Book 'em, Dano.
Brad SF56.
Bruce Dash.
Candace Roper.
Chancellor Fairley.
Christopher Lay.
Cozy Tar.
Captain Cinnamon Buns.
Captain Alex.
Daniel Valencia.
Dachshund.
Doodoo Face.
Douglas Chomix.
Ducatista.
Dustin E.
Dino Punch.
Eigenverse.
Elite Peach.
Esparts 50.
Ezrato.
Furbound.
Fred Rossi.
Gar.
Garrett Hullfish.
Handsome Warrior.
Ian Shea.
Israel. Izzy.
Jay Rando.
Jabroni.
Oh, I forgot to do it again. It's Jabroni Jones.
Jabroni Jones!
I gotta delete that comma.
That's a great name.
Jabroni Jones, I love your name. Jackie Z.
JK99.
JBJ.
Jeff Yoakum.
Jeffrey Hernandez.
Jesse Hernandez.
John Responte.
Jonathan Rowe.
Jordan Hemmerly.
Joseph DeHaze.
Joshua Clements.
Juji Fruit.
Just Camtro.
Kai Commercio.
Kawa 2796.
Kevin.
Kevin Delane. Kitterati Dance With Me.
K-Man TV.
Kyle Gamer Barry Rookie.
Kyler Kretzer.
Kyle LaBooth.
Kyler Nelson.
Linnell Stickman.
Lego My Froggo.
Oh, you gotta do this one.
Link. Hashtag Krysta
Lit.
Lucas Pico.
Luis.
Malfaric.
Mamu.
Marcelo.
Marky Man 64.
Maru Mayhem.
Matthew Rawald.
Megan.
Michael Cravens.
Michael Mazer.
Mikey.
Murph.
Mytran.
Nazar.
Nodnarb.
Panda Buns.
Patreon user.
Piano Psychopath.
Prince Charmless.
PS Wii.
Reaver.
Rad State of Mind.
Ray Charon.
Ryuji Utsuho Oku.
RJ Kern.
Rob Osborne.
Rox.
Ryan Hayes 521.
Rianetta.
Sam Newland.
Safazon.
Shinbrew.
Slowbro.
Schmiggles.
Spicy Munchkin.
Steel Citron.
Thomas Alvarez.
Troopage.
Tugs Puppy Bear.
Tyler Rotti. Geistopian.
Video Game Stupid.
Beautiful Dandy.
Virtual Bot.
Wicked Davy.
Will Ernst.
Zoodiverf.
And Zen. Shout out to Kawa2796. He is the winner of the Xenoblade
Woohoo!
Vista competition.
He got a special
None
prize.
other than a One Up Club member.
That's right.
Yeah, it's great.
Maybe there's a connection there.
Excuse you. This is not the Hawaii house.
Maybe he can win a trip to the Hawaii house next time.
Yeah, great.
We'll make that
I'll
happen.
keep tweeting Doug Bowser.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, remember me?
All right. Don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. Also follow us on all of our other social channels. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube. And don't forget to like, subscribe, give this a thumbs up, leave us a comment about all the things that you want to tell us, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. That's it. We gotta go.
sure is.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.